This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Oakland Athletics faced the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium in a night game on Wednesday, April 26, 1972. The Athletics, managed by Dick Williams, had an impressive 101-win season in 1971, leading them to their first postseason appearance since 1931 in the American League Championship Series. On the other hand, the Yankees, managed by Ralph Houck, were considered an average team in the early 1970s, having missed the postseason for 7 consecutive seasons. In this game, the Athletics' Denny McLain took the mound against the Yankees' Mike Kekich. This audio recording is from the New York radio broadcast, featuring announcers Frank Messer, Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White.
Good evening, everybody, from Yankee Stadium. It's Yankee baseball time. I'm Frank Messer, along with Phil Rizzuto and Bill White, on another, sort of a chilly evening with a breeze blowing toward right field. And tonight, the New York Yankees will try to get back on the winning track after losing last night's ball game to the Oakland A's in 12 innings by a score of 4-3 on a pinch hit double by former Yankee teammate Mike Egan. And Phil Rizzuto, I'd have to say tonight the Yankees will certainly have their work cut out for them, because they're going against Dennis McLain. And even though McLain was a 22-game loser for the Washington Senators last year, I've got to feel that with a winning ball club, a contending ball club, which Oakland is, McLain will come back and very possibly reverse that one-loss record.
Well, I'm sure you're right, Frank. I expect Denny McLain to have a big year this year. He won his first start for Oakland. They said he didn't have his good stuff, but with that impeccable control that he has, with a club like he has behind him, he's going to be rough. And as we look down, his lifetime mark against the Yankees, he's won 15 and lost 8. So, as you say, the Yankees got their work cut out for them. One thing they know, that he's around the plate, and he's a fellow like you don't have to worry too much about. You can really dig in. He's got good control, and if it's not too good, we might see a little extra hitting tonight.
That is probably the reason that McLain has, in the past, led the league in home runs given up by a pitcher.
Absolutely, Frank. Same thing happened to Robin Roberts, who was a big winning pitcher, but yet year after year, he'd lead the league in giving up home runs.
Okay, Phil, we'll be back with the starting lineups right after this message.
During the next few weeks, you'll be hearing the 3 letters XBR often. What do they mean? They're a computer code for Blue Cross and Blue Shield's Extended Benefits Rider. Extended Benefits Rider means that your basic Blue Cross and Blue Shield coverage is extended up to 730 benefit days or $15,000, whichever is less. Now, most illnesses are adequately covered by our basic Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans. However, a long-term illness or serious injury could require months of hospital recuperation time and physician's care. Then our Extended Benefits Rider takes over where our basic plans end. Blue Cross and Blue Shield are making XBR available to groups of 4 or more until April 30th. Its cost is less than 10 cents a day for full family coverage. Contact Blue Cross in Albany while enrollment is still open. XBR. It's like having an extra $15,000 in the bank, ready to pay hospital and medical expenses whenever the need arises.
All right, a reminder right now that this program is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. And a big bonus started this year by Avco Financial Services. For every home run hit by a Yankee player, that's tonight and every day and every night, your friends at Avco Financial Services will donate a set of 9 baseball gloves to a deserving youth group in the Yankee broadcast area. So listen closely, because your group may be a lucky recipient. Well, we go to the lineups now for Oakland, and they won a tough ball game from the Yankees last night in 12 innings. It'll be Bert Campaneris leading off and playing shortstop. In left field, batting second, Joe Rudy. Reggie Jackson will be the right fielder, batting third. Hitting in the cleanup spot at third base, Sal Bando. Bobby Brooks, the center fielder, batting fifth. Catching tonight and batting sixth, Dave Duncan. Mike Epstein will be at first base batting seventh. Larry Brown will be playing second base batting eighth. Remember last night, Dick Green, after laying down a beautiful bunt, had trouble with his back and was barely able to get off the field under his own power. So he is not in the ball game. Larry Brown will be playing second batting eighth. And Denny McLain pitching and batting ninth. For the Yankees, Horace Clark leads off at second base. Catching and batting second, Thurman Munson. Bobby Mercer in center field, hitting third. In the cleanup spot in left field, Roy White. Felipe Alou will be at first base, batting fifth. The right fielder batting sixth, Johnny Callison. Rich McKinney will be at third base, batting seventh. The shortstop hitting eighth, Gene Michael. Pitching and batting ninth, Mike Keckett. And as the men in blue come out, the umpires, along with Dick Williams, the skipper of the Oakland A's, and Ralph Houk will be out there. There he is, right in the middle of the umpires. It'll be Ron Luciano calling balls and strikes. Frank Umont at first base. Jim Odom, the umpire, at second, and Don Denkinger at third. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause now for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Well, they break up the huddle at home plate. And Frank Messer, it's just a shame the Yankees have been in every ball game so far this year, but with the way Baltimore is getting, imagine Baltimore getting beat 3 games in a row.
No, I can't.
No, that's right, but Yankees could have really picked up some ground.
Yes, they could have. Baltimore lost 2 out of 3 in the last 2 in a row in Cleveland. And then the Orioles were beaten again last night by Kansas City. In fact, they were shut out by Kansas City last night, 3-0. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you'll join with Robert Merrill in our national anthem. And now as Mike Keckett begins his warm-up throws, we'll take a look at other games for you. Minnesota defeated Boston 3-1 this afternoon. Dick Woodson got the win. Dave LaRoche saved it for him. And Ray Culp was the loser. Baltimore, Kansas City tonight. The Orioles have lost 3 straight, as Phil just remarked. The Chicago White Sox trade for Dick Allen paid off again this afternoon as the former Richie, now Dick Allen, hit a 10th inning 2-run homer to carry the White Sox to a 7-5 win over Cleveland. Earlier in the ball game, Mike Andrews had hit a grand slam home run to tie it up 4-4 at the end of 7. The winning pitcher was Steve Keeley, and the loser was Steve Mingori. Detroit at Texas tonight. California beat Milwaukee 3-1 this afternoon as Ricky Clark, with help from Allen and May, Rudy May working in relief, saving the ball game for him, defeated Bill Parsons, who started for the Milwaukee Brewers. California 3, Milwaukee 1. And looking at the National League this afternoon, the San Francisco Giants defeated the Philadelphia Phillies 8-6 on a 10th inning home run by Bobby Bonds. The Phillies had scored 2 runs in the top half of the 10th inning to go out in front 6-4. The Giants got 4 runs in the bottom half of the 10th and won it 8-6. And Kingman had 2 more home runs for the Giants. He's hit 4 for the year now. The rest of the games of tonight, we'll check those scores as they come in. First pitch of this ball game to Campaneris, bunted back to the mound, fielded by Kekich. He throws to first and throws him out. So this game gets underway in a hurry with Campaneris trying to butt himself on, and Kekich pounced on that ball quickly and threw him out. 1 pitch and 1 away, and here comes Joe Rudy. Phil Rizzuto, you remarked last night that this Joe Rudy is one of the more improved ball players in the league.
He is, and didn't he lay down a beautiful bunt last night, too?
He certainly did. The Oakland A is wearing they're not wedding gown white anymore. What is that shade of white? As if white had different shades, but it does. Curved ball to Rudy is up high, ball 1. Rudy, a right-hand hitter. A very white.
Yeah, but they still do have the wedding gown white complete uniforms, which I think they wear at home.
Oh, is that right? Down low comes Kekich. Ball 2-0 to the right-hand hitting Joe Rudy.
Bill Kane said they lead the league in uniforms.
All right.
And that's true. They have at least 3 different sets, possibly 4.
They are wearing the Kelly green jerseys with the Fort Knox gold undershirts. Line drive, base hit to left field. Michael at short started for it. The ball hit like a bullet, was past him. And Rudy is on with a 1-out single here in the first inning. It will bring up Reggie Jackson, the right fielder. For Joe Rudy, base hit number 9 on the young season. And nobody in the starting lineup has any more. Sal Bando has 9 hits. Reggie Jackson, getting off to a slow start, is 4 for 25. Left-hand hitter. Jackson always a threat to hit the ball out of the ballpark, however. Kekich comes to the belt and deals. Up high, ball 1. Kekich has a lifetime record of no wins and 2 losses to Oakland as Reggie Jackson looks down to his third base coach, former Yankee Irv Noren. Jerry Adair coaches at first. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball is in there for a called strike, beautifully thrown by Kekich. Sal Bando is on deck. Reggie Jackson went 0 for 4 last night. Struck out once. Hit 1 line drive, caught in right field by Callison. The pitch. Strike 2 call. A ball and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Reggie Jackson. Mustachioed Reggie Jackson. Right down on the end of the bat waiting. Bends slightly at the waist. Kekich checks first and deals sidearm. Swung on and missed. Jackson strikes out on a sidearm delivery from Mike Kekich. He really came down with that one, Phil.
That's something new. Steve Klein has been going to that sidearm pitch quite a bit, and now Kekich has been very effective.
Here's Sal Bando. Bando has 9 hits. He's batting .333, 9 for 27. Right-hand hitter. Can play a good third base for you, too. He's the team captain. Kekic checks first. Alou holding the runner on. Drops a curve low, gets away from Munson, but he recovers quickly. And Rudy does not try to go. Yankees have White in left, Mercer in center, and Johnny Callison in right. They're spread out on Bando. So is the infield. The pitch. Get right back up the middle. That's going to get through there for a base hit. Rudy around second base now stops as Mercer charges the ball, gets it back to the infield. And Bando rips one right back up the middle for a single into center field. Base hit number 2 of the inning. And with runners at first and second, here comes the rookie, Bobby Brooks. Brooks playing center field. Angel Mangual down to the minors, working out an injury. And I'll tell you, this kid Brooks looked pretty good last night, Phil. First time I'd seen him. He didn't have a base hit, but he showed his good foot, and he hit the ball well, although it was caught every time.
Right.
He's a right-hand batter, holds the bat down on the air, swings at a curve. It's a fly ball to deep center. Mercer going back, turns under it now. Glove up, and Bobby has it. Well, Brooks drives Mercer to deep center field to take his fly ball for the Oakland A's. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The 2 are left. At the end of the top half of the first, it's Oakland nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
Everyone loves a bargain, right? Well, your local Toro dealer has a great bargain for you on the Toro Guardian mower. For a limited time, they'll sell you a Toro 21-inch self-propelled Guardian mower and throw in the key electric start free. That's right, free, a $35 value. Now, that's a bargain. You won't have a better opportunity to save $35 on the finest rotary mower made. Imagine starting your power mower as easily as starting your car. Just turn the key. The rechargeable 12-volt battery gives you up to 80 starts per charge. The Toro Guardian mower was designed with your safety in mind. Come in and let your Toro dealer show you the exclusive safety features and how they protect you. And when it comes to mowing performance, the Guardian is at the head of the class. Inventory is limited, so if you're considering a new mower this spring, hurry into your authorized Toro dealer and save $35 on the Toro Guardian, the finest rotary mower made. John's Equipment Center in Cohoes, All Seasons Equipment in Scotia, and Murray's Nursery in Waterford.
Well, we got a big weekend coming up. The slugging Minnesota Twins will be here at Yankee Stadium for a big 4-game series. Single game Friday night, April 28th at 7:30. Afternoon game on Saturday the 29th at 2 p.m., followed by the big Cap Day doubleheader on Sunday, April the 30th at 1 p.m. Your first chance to come out and see Harmon Killebrew. Tony Oliva expected to be back in action. That youngster Bobby Darwin, who is off to a red-hot start hitting home runs. Rod Carew, Cesar Tovar. A lot of good ball players. Good seats are available now by mail or over the counter at all Yankee ticket outlets. Frank?
All right, Phil, here is Denny McLain ready to work to Hoss Clark. Clark has 9 base hits. He and Thurman Munson lead the club in base hits. They're both 9 for 27. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. Denny McLain, in 9 years in the American League, has won 128 ball games. He misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. High, ball 3-0. McLain probably does not throw as fast as he used to. But as Phil mentioned earlier, he is a control pitcher. He did not walk anybody in his first and only other start this year. He comes high to Clark and walks him on 4 pitches. So you start talking about a guy's control, and what does he do, Phil? He walks the leadoff man on 4 deliveries. Thurman Munson, 9 for 27. McLain's other start was against the Kansas City Royals. He gave up 8 hits, but no earned runs. The A's won the ball game 3-2. He comes low to Munson. That's ball 5.
Well, that's it. It looks like he's aiming that ball, Frank. He hasn't really cut loose yet with a good fastball.
All right. He's behind Munson 1-0. Clark at first. Epstein holding him on. A throw over there, and Clark gets back. Remarked last night, looking down there at Epstein, about how much weight he had lost. Bill, he told me 25 pounds. Said he thought it might help him in August, the last couple of months of the season.
He and George Scott both have taken off, I guess, about that same amount.
Scott took off so much weight, he doesn't look good. I don't
know. That's right. He's so used to seeing that big husky guy come up there.
All right, the 1-0 pitch now to Munson. Here it comes. Swung on, ground ball through the hole in the left field, base hit. So Thurman Munson keeps it going. He has hit in every game of the year. That's his 8th ball game, and he has hit in all 8 of them. We asked Thurman on the Yankee warm-up show, Phil. We were talking about his hitting streak, and my last question was, Thurman, are you superstitious? I said, if you don't get a hit tonight and the streak is broken, you're going to blame me? And he said, no, if it's got to end sometime. Nobody ever hit 162. But he's got 8. Of course, it won't be a 162-game season this year. It'll be, 155 as far as the Yankees are concerned. Or possibly less, depending on the weather. Right now, Bobby Mercer steps in with runners at first and second and nobody out. McLain deals outside to Mercer. Bobby is hitting .259. At action already in the Oakland A's bullpen, John Blue Moon Odom has begun to warm up. He's a right-hander. The next pitch, fastball formed right through for a strike, 1-1. No, I didn't say porn. There's no such word. Ball of a strike, no score, just underway. Bottom half of the first inning. A's got 2 hits off Kekich, but he left the men stranded. They're playing Mercer to the right side. McLain delivers. Mercer swings, looks it into left field. Rudy's after it. He's under it now, and Joe Rudy makes the catch. So Bobby Mercer going the other way, flies out to Rudy, 1 down. It will bring up Roy White, the Yankee left fielder, with a batting average of .259. You know, look at this, Phil. I didn't realize this till just now. Clark leading off 9 for 27. Then Munson is 9 for 27. Mercer is 7 for 27, and White 7 for 27 coming into this game. Roy White will bat left. They play him as they played Mercer, shaded around to the right side. Larry Brown at second base, well over in the hole between first and second. Campaneris, the shortstop, behind Clark, who's leading. Drag is called over at the knees. Bando wide of the bag and even with the bag at third base. Rudy shallow in left field. Brooks over toward the alley. And Reggie Jackson tucked away toward the right field corner. Felipe Alou is on deck. McLain ready, kicks and deals, and he misses high. 1-1. McLain walks off the reverse slope of the mound, blows on his pitching hand. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. The pitch. Swung on, wrapped sharply down the first baseline, fielded by Epstein. He goes to the shortstop Campaneris for the force on Munson at second. No return throw. Munson is out on the force play at second. 3-6, Epstein to Campaneris. Clark goes to third. White reaches on the force out.
They were lucky on that play, Frank. Mike didn't have a good grip on the ball. It looked like he was going to hit the runner right in the middle of the back. Campaneris was lucky to see that ball and make the force play.
It brings up Felipe Alou. Felipe playing first for the injured Ronnie Blomberg. Blomberg has a groin pull on the right side. pinch hit safely last night, hitting over 600. Just a shame he can't play. And the A's are without Dick Green, their second baseman, who has a back problem. Malou swings on the first pitch, fly ball toward right center field. Bobby Brooks is there, should surround it, and he's got it to retire the side. So in the first inning, both teams threaten neither scores. The Yankees get no runs, one hit. There were no errors and two left. And at the end of one, the score, the Yankees nothing and the A's nothing.
It's golden anniversary time at Carl Settle Incorporated of Schenectady. Now through Saturday, April 29th, Carl Settle celebrates this great 50th anniversary with special low prices on many Firestone tires, including the discontinued design Firestone 500 tires. These are the famous wide, high-performance 4-ply nylon cord passenger car tires that took their name from the fabulous Indy 500-mile race. These are new first-quality tires, discounted only because they are last year's design. Discounts range from $12 to a whopping $16 per tire. For example, the popular F78-15 white wall that fits many Corvettes, Chevys, Fords, and Plymouths, formerly $43, now just $29.50, plus $243 excise tax and tire off your car. Take advantage of these and other special 50th anniversary prices at Carl Settle Incorporated, 1020 State Street, just below Brandywine in Schenectady. For 50 years, your safety has been Carl Settle's business. Stop in this week. Be sure to register for valuable anniversary prizes, no obligation.
Let's look at some scores again. Minnesota beat the Red Sox 3-1. Baltimore at Kansas City later on. The White Sox 7, Cleveland 5 in 10 innings. And Dick Allen got his third homer of the year in the 10th with one on to win it. Detroit at Texas later on. The Angels beat the Brewers 3-1. Mets are at San Diego later on. The Giants beat the Phillies 8-6. And that game was in 10 innings. Bobby Bonds' home run with the man on won it. And the rest of the games tonight, Frank?
Dave Duncan, the catcher, leads off, a right-hand batter. The first pitch to him. Curveball is hit high in the air to left field. Roy White coming in now after starting back. He's under it, and White makes the catch. One pitch, one away. Duncan going after that first pitch. Didn't have a chance to tell you he was hitting .214, but he has 2 home runs. Here's Mike Epstein. Epstein 4 for 20, 200. Mike said losing the weight he thought would help him in the latter stages of the season. He said last year he just couldn't seem to hit in the last part of the campaign. He feels the first one foul back on the screen. And last season, Epstein tied a record held by several of home runs in 4 consecutive times at bat. Not in the same game, however. 2 in one game, 2 in the other. 2 off left-handers, 2 off right-handers. He's a left-hand batter. Swings to this one, slices it off toward the alley, left center field. White is there and cannot get to it. The ball drops in front of him. Roy White seemed to pull up, but I really thought that ball would be caught.
It looked like it should have been caught unless the light gave Roy White a little bit of trouble.
The ball fell just in front of Roy, so it goes as a base hit. Puts Epstein on at first base, and it brings up Larry Brown filling in for the injured Dick Green. Green came up with a back spasm last night after bunting. And a pitch. Swung on and sliced foul. This is Larry Brown's first time at bat this year. He went in to play second base when Green came up with the injury last night, and Green says that he kept feeling that cool wind all night. He said the back began tightening up. He had told Larry Brown about the 7th inning to loosen up because he said, I'm going to have you. I don't think I'll be able to finish, and sure enough, he couldn't finish. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball is swung on him. This strike 2. No score in this ball game. Both teams threatened in the first. The A's had base hits from Rudy and Bando, but Kekich stranded him. And the Yankees had a walk to Clark and a single by Munson, their first 2 men up. But they couldn't score. Now we have 1 out here in the top of the second. Curve is low this time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitcher, Denny McLain, who swings hard, is on deck. By that I mean when he makes contact with the ball, he can give it a pretty good ride. What do you think I meant?
No, I knew exactly what you meant, Frank.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Alou holding on the base runner, Epstein at first. The Yankees hopeful of a double play ball. Here comes the pitch. Missing low for a 2-2 count.
You see the way that Epstein's taken that lead with the left hand on the hip? Probably hasn't felt his bones in so long since he's taken off that 25 pounds that he just likes the feel of the new body.
All right. 2-2 pitch here. Curveball is fouled off. Jekic keeps curving the right-hand hitting Larry Brown, trying to induce the ground ball and hopeful of the double play. McKinney is deep at third toward the line. Michael in about 1/3 of the way at short, and the same goes for Clark at second. The outfield is fanned out with the deep man, Roy White, in left. Munson flashes the sign. Jekic takes it. Left-hander looks over to first, sees Epstein, hand on hip, and the pitch. Foul back off the mast. Plate umpire Ron Luciano.
He's still looking for the ball, and it went all the way to the ball boy who puts it in his mask, and he gets the hand. That jarred him a little bit, Frank. He couldn't locate it.
He's showing Don Denginger now about how it felt. He's sort of shaking his head as if he's shaking the cobwebs out. Take a second look at that baseball. Luciano's big. Another 2-2 pitch. Runner going. Check swing. A ball. Throw to second base. He is out. Clark took the throw and made the tag at second as Thurman Munson fired that ball quickly to get Epstein, and that had to be a hit and run, and Larry Brown, head down, did not take a cut at it.
That was a tough play, Frank. He had 2 balls, 2 strikes on him. You're supposed to protect the runner. You're absolutely right. But the ball was almost in the dirt. And if Epstein had made a hook slide to the inside part of the diamond, he might have beat that out.
3-2 pitch. Swung on and bounced foul past Noren. I said it had to be a hit and run. I was indicating that I'm sure they wouldn't have Epstein stealing.
Right.
Even with 25 pounds off of him. Mike is a lot stronger than he is speedy. 3-2 pitch again. Hit on the ground. A shortstop. Michael to his left has it. Throws on to first base, and the side is retired. So the pitcher McLain will have to lead off the 3rd inning, which is in Kekic's favor. For the Oakland A's, no runs, the base hit, no errors. And with Munson throwing Epstein out, nobody left. At the end of the top of the 2nd, it's the Yankees nothing and the A's nothing.
Say, don't just believe it when they say Schaefer has flavor that never fades. Have a couple of tall, frosty cold glasses and see for yourself. You'll find that first cold Schaefer tastes great, but it's the second glass and the third that'll really make you a believer. They'll show you how Schaefer stays consistently crisp and bright glass after glass. And that's when you'll want to switch to Schaefer.
Having more than one.
Well, the Yankees play up at West Point tomorrow. Then the Minnesota Twins come in Friday night, Saturday, big Cap Day doubleheader Sunday. An off day Monday, May 1st, and then the California Angels in. Tuesday night, May the 2nd, and Wednesday afternoon, May the 3rd. Frank?
Johnny Callison up here in the bottom half of the 2nd. It'll be Callison, McKinney, and Michael. McLain's pitch, big hook curve is high. Ball one. Callison has but one hit. He's been up 15 times. Right-hander Denny McLain ready again. Deals a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. No score here, bottom half of the second. Denny McLain winds, kicks, and delivers. Fastball again, and he misses this one. 2 balls and 1 strike. They play Callison to pull in the outfield. Reggie Jackson deep and right, back toward the warning track, over toward the corner. Larry Brown backs up at second. This pitch is low. Ball 3-1. Rich McKinney very wide at third, and Campanera shaded over toward the bag. Joe Rudy again in shallow. Rudy plays a shallow left field out there, Phil, but they haven't hit one over his head yet. 3-1 pitch coming. Swung on, hit the straightaway center. It's deep. Back goes Bobby Brooks, still going back. He's there now, and he makes the catch. So Callison is retired on a fly ball to rather deep center. 1 down. It brings up Rich McKinney, the Yankee third baseman. McKinney is batting .259, 7 for 27. The Yankees had 3 men in the starting lineup tonight, batting 7 for 27, .259. Mercer, White, and McKinney. McLain's first pitch, outside, ball 1. On deck is shortstop Gene Michael. There's no score in the ball game. Bottom half of the second inning. Dennis McLain in his second start for Oakland delivers again. And ball 2, says Ron Luciano. McLain and Duncan thought that was a little closer. McLain turns it loose, and he's got a strike this time, as McKinney was taking. McLain won but 10 while losing 22 last year for the Senators. Fastball hit on the ground at third. Bando gobbles it up. On the first base to retire, Rich McKinney. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause now for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight. Here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Down, Gene Michael will step in left-handed against McLain. First pitch, fastball for a strike. Michael is hitting 125, 2 for 16. 4 runs batted in for Michael. He won 1 ball game with a bases-loaded triple. This one is bounced to second, charged by Larry Brown. He's got it. The throw to first, the side is out. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. At the end of 2, the score: New York nothing and Oakland nothing.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order one of them 72s.
Okay, fine. Let's go over the options. Do you want air conditioning?
Of course.
Power steering?
Sure.
AM radio?
AM, FM, stereo radio. With a tape deck, huh?
Would you like?
Yeah, give it to me. By the way, how many miles per gallon can I expect?
Well, if you do a lot of highway driving, not too much stop and go, 7.
Power options are terrific, but they have their price. They rob you of mileage. Well, Getty has a way to make up some of those lost miles. Getty sells only premium for a few cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. So you get more gas for your money, which means you get more miles for your money. And that's nice to have, whether you have a car full of accessories or not.
Well, maybe I don't need the power sun visors.
Another look at the scoreboard. Minnesota over the Red Sox 3-1. Woodson the winner, Culp the loser. Baltimore at Kansas City later on. The White Sox in 10 innings defeated Cleveland 7-5. Keeley the winner, Mingori the loser. Andrews had a grand slam home run in the 7th. Dick Allen, his third of the year in the 10th, with one on the winner. Detroit at Texas later on. California beat Milwaukee 3-1. Clark the winner, Parsons the loser. New York at San Diego later on. The Giants in 10 innings beat the Phillies 8-6. Johnson the winner, Brandon the loser, Kingman 2 homers, and Bobby Bonds the winning homer in the 10th with one on. Frank?
Dennis McLain leads off the third and takes a strike. Kekich hits the ball over just above the knees. McLain has been up 3 times this year without a base hit. Right-hand batter, next pitch to him. Curveball is swung on and missed, strike 2. No score. The Oakland A's have 3 base hits. The Yankees have 1. The A's got 2 men out in the first inning. Bobby Brooks then hit a long fly ball that was caught by Mercer. A ball is inside to McLain, and the count is 1-2. McLain does not choke up on the bat. He's right down on the end of it. Takes a big cut when he cuts, and looks at a called third strike. Second strikeout for Mike Kekich. He got the fastball right past McLain. One down now at the top of the order. Bert Campaneris tried to bunt himself on leading off the game and was thrown out on a good fielding play by Kekich. Joe Rudy comes out on deck. Campaneris, right-hand batter. Here comes the pitch to him. And it's taken for a strike. He was looking all the way. I was surprised that Campaneris was not a switch hitter.
Oh, boy, wouldn't he be something?
You know, he can throw with either arm.
Uh-huh.
He can throw left-handed as well as right-handed. Pitch to him. Curveball hit off the end of the bat down the first baseline. Alou comes up with it. Tags the bag in front of Campaneris, 2 down. Two quick outs, and it brings up Joe Rudy, who singled to left field in the first inning. Rudy had a solid line shot to left for his 9th base hit of the year. Rudy is going to make Kekich wait. Now he gets in. Bats out of a closed stance. Left foot in front of the right foot. Kekich takes the side, rocks, kicks, and deals. Fastball, missing, low, ball 1. Kekich takes the sign with both feet on the rubber. Delivers a breaking pitch for a strike, 1-1. A lot more motion than there was pitch that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. They were looking forward to going up to West Point tomorrow.
That's always a great day.
Fun day. Game's going to be played, I believe, starting at 3 o'clock. 1-1 pitch. Swung on him. This strike 2. I don't believe it's going to start at 3. I know it's going to start at 3. That's what Bill Kane had in the note he handed me. 2 outs, nobody out, no score. Top half of the third inning at Yankee Stadium. Kekich working to Joe Rudy. High. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees have won 2 and lost 5 this year. The A's have the reverse record, 5 wins and 2 losses. Yankees trying to climb out of the cellar, and the A's trying to stay on the roof. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball popped up on the right side. Alou is calling for it near the bag at first base. And he makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across for Oakland. At the end of 2.5, the score. The Yankees nothing and the A's nothing.
Mayfair puts it all together for you, especially if you enjoy real excellence, because at Mayfair, excellence is a matter of quality, not cost. We have lots of beautiful things that cost quite a bit, and we're proud of them. On the other hand, we have lots of beautiful things that cost less than their counterparts elsewhere, and we're proud of them too, because at Mayfair, everything is the best of its kind, and we've put it all together for you under one roof. Furniture, draperies, carpets, lamps, graphics, giftware, kitchenware, bath shop, custom kitchens, and custom baths, all in one store, unlike any other. If you like, we'll help you put it all together in your home with the creative guidance of Mayfair's talented staff of interior designers. Come in and get acquainted. We're open from 10 to 5:30 daily, Thursday nights until 9, and there's free parking in our own attended private lot. Convenient payment plans? Of course. Mayfair, Central at Lark and Albany, the most complete and unusual store of its kind in the Northeast.
The big Cap Day doubleheader coming up Sunday with the Minnesota Twins. All boys and girls 14 years of age and under, accompanied by an adult, get a genuine Yankee cap. Frank?
All right, just as McLain had to lead off the top half of the inning, the Yankee pitcher Kekich leads off the home half. And he looks at a high pitch, ball one. Kekich, although a left-hand pitcher, is a right-hand batter. Like McLain, he had been up 3 times without a base hit. Fastball is in there for a strike, 1-1. Reggie Jackson is playing very shallow and right and over toward the line. This pitch low and outside, backhanded out of the dirt by Dave Duncan, the catcher. Bobby Brooks, the center fielder, shades the alley, and he's shallow. And Joe Rudy plays a shallow straightaway left field. 2-1 strike pitch coming. Here it is. Fastball is lined out towards center, but Bobby Brooks is right there, backs off a couple of paces and puts it away. 1 out, and it brings up the top of the order. Hey, next time you come out to Yankee Stadium for a night game, just check out our new lighting facilities. Dedication ceremonies of the dramatic new Yankee Stadium area lighting facilities took place this evening at 7 o'clock before the start of this game. Yankees represented by President Mike Burke and pitcher Mel Stottlemyre. Off Clark up there batting left-handed, takes high, ball one. Bando in on the grass down the line at third. There's a strike, and the count evens 1-1. Yes, sir, the new lighting system out here around the outside. Very good. Pitch. Taken high by Clark. That's the second major step in the redevelopment of the stadium area. During the winter, you might have noticed if you were out here for any of our games, the old garage and shops on the East 157th Street side were removed. Clark hits the ball down the first baseline foul. Epstein Dolport could not come up with it, but the ball was just foul. So-called first base umpire Frank Umont. Sir, the Yankees moving right along. The city and everybody helping out in the redevelopment here. Extended the parking area and now got the new lights up to show you how to get into it. And there'll be more improvements. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hoss Clark. McLain turns it loose. Fastball is foul. Back to the left side and into the seats. Count holds 2-2. Clark walked in the first inning. McLain walked him on 4 pitches. He was just a bit erratic to get started. Munson followed with a single, Clark going to second, but then Mercer flied out. White grounded into a force, had a Lou flied out, and the Yankees did not score. 2-2 pitch. Up high with a breaking ball, and the count is full 3-2 on Hoss Clark. Thurman Munson is on deck. McLain has retired 7 in a row since Munson's hit. Clark hits this one in the air to right center. Not deep. Brooks started back. Now comes in. He's calling for it. The center fielder has it. First time, Phil, in the 2-game series on the balls hit toward center field that Brooks has made a false step.
That's right. He picked a good time to do it, as you said, Frank. A towering fly. He had plenty of time to recover. He's had 4 putouts already. He's having a busy night out there.
Gets a good jump on that ball. We remarked last night, and he's got good speed. Here's Thurman. He has the only Yankee base hit. And it extended his hitting streak through the season. Yankees this is their 8th game, and Munson has hit in all 8. First offering. Sidearm curve up under the chin, almost hit him. McLain came around from third base with that one. 1 ball, no strike. McLain rocks again and delivers. Strike, called 1-1. Bobby Mercer waiting on deck. And the 1-1 pitch. Hit back up the middle, and that one is going to get through for a base hit. So Munson swinging a hot bat for the Yankees. Has another base hit. He is 2 for 2, and those are the only 2 Yankee hits. Bobby Mercer, the batter. Munson now has 11 hits, the most of any Yankee. Bobby Mercer flied to left as he went the other way, but Joe Rudy caught up with it in the first inning. Epstein will hold Munson on at first. Mercer batting out of a crouch. There goes Munson. The pitch is lined to right field. Base hit. Munson around second, digs for third. He'll make it. Jackson's throw is into second base, and Bobby Mercer hit a rope to right. Yes, sir. Munson broke with the pitch, and Mercer lined it to right field. So the Yankees have runners at first and third, and Roy White has a chance to put the Yankees on the board. Roy hit a sharp grounder to Epstein in the first inning that the first baseman turned into a force out at second. So White is 0 for 1. Felipe Alou moves on deck. There is no score here in the bottom half of the third. Second time in the game, the Yankees have had runners at first and third. There are 2 outs. Bando tightens up at third. Campanera shades toward the bag at second, and Larry Brown deep in the hole between first and second. The pitch low and away, ball 1. Rudy is shallow in left. Brooks not deep out there in right center. Reggie Jackson is the deep man in the outfield as he swings over toward the corner and right. Epstein, left foot on the bag, right foot on the bag, holding the runner on. The pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Duncan. 2 balls and no strikes to Roy White. Yankees have good speed at first in Bobby Mercer. And at the plate and Roy White. Of course, Thurman Munson at third base can move very well, too. 2-0 pitch coming. Curveball hit high in the air down the right field line. Jackson over near the foul pole, looking, reaching. He cannot get it. It's a foul ball. Foul ball in the seat. That ball right down the line, Phil, is always an exciting play because you're never sure till the last second whether the outfielder can catch it or whether it's going to be fair or foul.
Or whether it's going to hit that foul pole, which has happened so often here.
Foul pole is in fair territory. Any ball that hits the foul pole is a home run. The pitch to White. Swung on and missed. 2-2.
Wonder why they don't call it the fair pole.
I don't don't know. Start a new trend.
Yeah.
Sudden victory in the fair fold. 2-2 pitch to White. Low and outside, a full count. That will release Bobby Mercer from first. Elston Howard reminds him, 3-2 count, 2 out. And Epstein will back off now and play the line instead of holding the runner on. Frank Steele, our engineer, says call it the unfoul pole. 3-2 to Roy White. The set by McLain. Here's his pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to left center. Rudy coasting over to the left side. He's under it, and the left fielder puts it away to retire the side. Again, a threat but no score. The Yankees get no runs out of 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. At the end of 3, the totals look like this. For both teams, 0, 3, and 0. Nothing to nothing, end of 3. Just throw a few words at you as we go to the 4th inning. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Phil Rizzuto.
Okay, Frank, and Reggie Jackson, who struck out his first time up, swings and misses a good curve by Mike Kekich, strike 1. Bill White sits down. Lovely yellow. Oh, you colorblind. I am a little bit. He gulps one to shallow right field. Coming in fast and going back. Clark, look out. And Clark makes a beautiful play. It looked like a certain collision between Tallison and Clark. Reggie Jackson golfed the ball. It didn't hit it hard, and Tallison broke back, came in, looked like they were going to run together, but Clark made the catch and Johnny stopped. Fine play by Horace Clark, 1 out. No, it's a black leather jacket. I started to say yellow. I don't know why. It's blue. Blue? I really am colorblind. Sal Bando, who singled his first time up, takes the strike. Stay that way. Okay. No score on the top of the 4th. It must be this cold weather. My eyes are watering. Checks is swinging it slow, 1-1. I wonder what the Cardinals are thinking now with that Steve Carlton pitching a 1-hitter and he's 3-0.
How about Jerry Royce? Someone said he's 2-0 down at Houston.
That's right, at Houston, right? Curve in there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I said, you make deals like that, then you keep your fingers crossed that they don't do too well. Steve Carlton, 14 strikeouts and a 1-hitter. Change up just outside, 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th, no score. On deck, Bobby Brooks. Right hand hitting Sal Bando, crouching over. Swings, bounces, 1 is short. Gene Michael gets a nice big hop and throws Bando out there, a 2 away. That'll bring up Brooks, who fly deep to center field his first time up. Brooks the batter and Dave Duncan on deck. Wind blowing out towards right field. Brooks, right-hand batter, holds that bat straight up and down. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. Mike rocks back. Change up in the dirt, gets away from Munson. It's ball 2, 2-0. Thurman hustles back to get it. Kekich and Munson, as are McLain and Duncan, 2 men that move around more and are warmer than anybody. It's a foul off Luciano's chest protector, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Everybody must have been listening to that game up in Boston.
Yeah, my
words
buddy was
getting
on you.
around.
That was my buddy down there. I told him to get on you.
The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got a good cut at that pitch, but Kekich has got a good breaking ball tonight.
Mike's thrown more breaking balls than fastballs so far tonight.
The 2-2 delivery. Low and inside, 3-2. Mike has allowed 3 base hits, struck out 2, has not walked anybody. Right now there are 2 out, nobody on, and a full count on Bobby Brooks. The payoff pitch. Foul, back on the screen and out of play. Play Brooks straight away. Again, the 3-2 delivery. Low, and he walked him. The first walk of the ball game by Kekich. Still with 2 out. Brooks is at first, and now Dave Duncan will fly into left field his first time up. Felipe Alou holds the bag against Brooks. Brooks is fast. We'll see if he tries to steal a base here. It's tough to get a good jump off a left-hand pitcher. But with 2 out, he just might try it. Stretch by Kekich. Runner does not go. The changeup is low and outside. Ball 1. Mike Epstein on deck. Duncan looks down at Irv Noren, who is flashing some signs in the coaching box. Jerry Adair, the coach at first. Duncan, a right-hand batter. Stretch by Kekich. His curve is hit deep to left, but foul. Got out in front of a breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby Brooks back to first base. No score in the top of the 4th inning. One count to Dave Duncan. Kekich ready. Hit down the right field line and slicing foul. So Duncan pulled 1 curve deep to left. Tried to hit another curve to right. Got them both foul.
Guy has 2 home runs, Philip. So far this year, he isn't hitting over 200 now, but he leads the ball club this early with a couple of home runs. So he has some power.
Yeah, he does with that bat. He's right down the end of it. All right, Mike is ready. Brooks leads away. Pitch by Kekich, low and outside. 2-2.
You know, the way Dick Williams talks, Oakland might use one of these catchers, either Tennis or Duncan, as part of a deal.
They had 2 pretty good catchers. Mm-hmm. Tennis hit a home run last night. All right, now the 2-2 delivery. Curved line to left field for a base hit. And Brooks around second, stop. No, he's going to go to third. He gave him the decoy, and going into second base as Michael threw to third, and Gene was decoyed. Nobody yelled for him to throw to second base. Bobby Brooks rounded second, stopped, and then slid into third base. And as Roy White threw the ball to Gene Michaels, Gene turned and whipped it to third, and Dave Duncan continued to second base. So it's a single to left, and went to second on the throw to third. That was a high curveball that he jumped all over. And now Mike Epstein, who's single to left center field in the second inning, then was thrown out trying to steal. 2 out, 2 on, no score in the top of the 4th. Bobby Brooks leads off third. He's got a big lead. And Kekich looking at him. Brooks fakes coming down the line, stops the pitch to Epstein, hit deep to right center. Bobby Mercer digging hard, and makes a diving catch and held on to the ball. What a play by Bobby Mercer A sinking line drive to deep right center field. Beautiful play by Bobby. Saved 2 runs there easy. So, for Oakland, no runs, 1 base hit, no errors, 2 men left. And now at the end of 3.5, it's Oakland nothing and the Yankees nothing.
You know how it is with that first cold beer. It goes down so easy, and it tastes so good. Now, wouldn't it be great if your second beer tasted just the same? Just as smooth and just as bright. And imagine getting all that first beer pleasure every beer through. Man, that'd be some kind of beer. And Schaefer beer is.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade when your thirst is done. The most rewarding flavor in this man's world for people who are having fun. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Here's a special announcement for fans 14 years of age and under. This Sunday, April 30th, is a new date for the Yankees' popular Cap Day, originally scheduled in the canceled Baltimore series. Now, if you bought tickets for the original Cap Day with Baltimore, it will be necessary to exchange your tickets. But in any event, don't miss this big event. Plus a big doubleheader on Sunday, April 30th.
Okay, Bill, Felipe Alou takes one high and tight, ball 1. Felipe flied to center field his first time up. McLain got out of 2 jams in the first and third innings. Yankees had runners at first and third both times. Couldn't get that base hit. A slider outside. It's ball 2, 2-0. He retired the Yankees in order in the second inning. McLain really not fast tonight, but a good pitcher. He's spotting the ball on the corners. The 2-0 pitch is popped up right near the plate. Coming back, Dave Duncan. He's under it and makes the catch. Almost ran by it. Hit him right off the hands, and it's 1 out. That'll bring up Johnny Callison, who'll fly deep to center field his first time up. A scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, all these teams coming in here have been pitching Callison away, and they've kept him in the center field area. They haven't allowed him to pull too much. He did pull a curveball on a left-hander, just missed the right field pole foul.
And he's been hitting him deep to center, but as we know, it's Death Valley. He bloops one and left. Well, now we'll wait. Yes, it's in for a base hit. Johnny's going to try for 2. The throw to second. Not in time, and Callison in with a hustling double. So he must have heard Bill White. They've been pitching him away, and Johnny's been trying to pull it and hitting the center field. So Callison went the opposite way, pulled Joe Rudy out there, and Johnny kept hustling and is in with a double. His first double of the year, his second base hit of the season. Little huddle out on the mound. Bando, Duncan, and McLain. And with 1 out, the batter, Rich McKinney, who bounced to third his first time up.
Well, the more I see that Sal Bando, the more impressed you've got to be with him. He not only hits the ball well for Oakland, he catches everything, but he seems to be the on-the-field leader. He's always out there when somebody gets in trouble. Just a minute ago, I saw him move left fielder Joe Rudy into left field, where he got White's ball.
All right, he is a good field general. All right, McLain set. Side-on pitch to McKinney, outside, ball 1. McLain keeps blowing on his hands. Denny ready again. Low, ball 2, 2-0. Outfield straight away on Rich McKinney. 1 man out, no score in the bottom of the 4th. Johnny Callison with a good lead at second. McLain's pitch is a breaking pitch, but outside, ball 3, 3-0. On deck, Gene Michael. Time is called now as Dave Duncan wants to have a word with Denny McLain. Meanwhile, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network, and we pause for station identification.
This is your Guy High-Agents. Join me for your kind of music, weekdays, 3 to 7, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
All right, McLain is ready. 3-0 the count to McKinney. There's one right in there, and it wasn't a fastball. It was a breaking pitch. 3 balls and a strike. McLain has walked one man. That was Horace Clark leading off in the bottom of the first. The 3-1 pitch. Breaking pitch just outside. McLain didn't like that call, but it's ball 4. Second walk given up by Denny. And it brings up Gene Michael. The stick bounced to second base his first time up. Callison at second. McKinney at first with 1 out. Joe Rudy playing very shallow in left. Bobby Brooks shallow in center. And Reggie Jackson moves in a bit in right field now. They got 3 fine throwing arms out there. And Callison will really have to hustle on a base hit to score. All right, Gene Michael, the switch hitter, batting left-handed against McLain. Then he comes to the belt. His pitch is hit high in the air to right field, going way back. Jackson back, a home run for Gene Michael. Holy cow. Again, with Reggie Jackson playing shallow, Gene Michael hit it over his head into the seats. A big 3-run homer for Gene Michael. His second 3 RBI hit of this year. He had a triple with the bases loaded earlier in the year. And the Yankees go out in front 3-0. Bill?
Listen to that crowd. Well, some other kids are going to be happy. The St. Michael's home at 1380 Arthur Kill Road in Staten Island. They'll get 9 baseball gloves, compliments of Avco.
All right, Bill, on the first pitch to Mike Heckett is strike 1 called. Isn't that apropos? St. Michael's home and Gene Michael hit it. He checks his swing and fouls it off. It's 0-2. So Gene Michael now with 7 RBIs to take the team lead in that department. A triple with the bases loaded to drive in 3. A home run with 2 on to drive in 3 more. McLain winds his pitch. Strike 3 called. And Kekich is out of there, so that walk was a big one. First strikeout for McLain. 2 men are out. And the batter, Horace Clark, who has walked and flied to center. So Gene Michael, he has only 3 base hits, including this home run, but 7 runs batted in. Pitch to Horace, high, ball 1. McLain winds. Fastball slice foul down the left field line, back into the seats, out of play. Well, that ball really carried that Michael hit, Bill.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Michael had ever hit a home run into the right field seats here before. I know he didn't last year. Of course, he only hit the one down the left field line. It's powerful.
Strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes.
He beat somebody with that home run. That was,
he did.
The last of the night.
He makes his homers count. He doesn't hit many, but they are clutch home runs. A ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. The Yankees in front, 3-0. High, ball 2, 2-2.
Blue Moon Odom up and warming up for the Oakland A's on left field. Odom had gotten up in the first inning also when McLain got in trouble.
Slice foul down the left field line, back into the seats again and out of play. Horace going with the pitch. And the count is 2-2. On deck, Thurman Munson, who is 2 for 2 tonight. McLain's pitch is hit deep to right field, but it's curving and goes foul. Clark got around on a breaking pitch. Straighten that one out. Have been another home run for the Yankees. The windup by McLain. Low and inside. Ball 3, 3-2. Duncan throws the ball over the head of McLain, and Larry Brown comes in from second base to retrieve it. The payoff pitch to Harris. Low, ball 4. So McLain having a rough inning here. Walking 2. Giving up a double and a home run. And now Thurman Munson, who is 2 for 2. Single to left in the first, single to center in the third. Thurman, who has hit in 8 straight ball games. All the games the Yankees have played this year. Clark with a good lead at first. McLain sets, throw to first base. Clark dives back in time. Thurman asking for time as he gets ready. Now he's set, throw to first, and Clark is back again. Stretch by McLain. There goes Clark. The ball is fouled back in the upper deck and out of play. And what a jump Harris had. But Thurman had a nice slow curveball, and with Larry Brown breaking from second base, he had a big hole between first and second. Tried to slap it there, but got under it and fouled it back in the upper deck. Dick Hauser flashes the sign to Thurman Munson and Horace Clark. One strike on Munson. 2 out. The Yankees lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. McLain ready. There goes Clark again. Another one fouled back and out of play. And again, Clark had the base stolen. And you hear the roar as the fan in the upper deck had it, dropped it, it came back on the net and onto the field. Nothing, and 2 the count. Art McLain looks in for the sign. Stretch by McLain. His pitch is a pitch out, but that time Horace was not going. Again, Dick Hauser goes through 5 or 6 signs. Munson now has to protect the plate. He's got a ball and 2 strikes on him. Quick throw to first. Clark is back. McLain ready. Strike 3. Munson caught looking. That was a weird inning for McLain. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits. But the Yankees pick up 3 runs on the 2 base hits. No errors and a man left. And at the end of 4 full innings, it's the Yankees 3, Oakland nothing.
Scores quickly. Bill Kane just said that Henry Aaron has hit his 643rd home run of his career. That gives Atlanta a 2-1 lead over St. Louis after 1 inning of play. So that's Aaron's 4th home run of this season and his 643rd as Atlanta leads St. Louis 2-1 at the end of 1 inning of play.
All right, Bill, Larry Brown bounced to short his first time up. Takes a curve, low, ball 1.
This afternoon, Minnesota beat Boston 3-1. And Kansas City's playing Baltimore, and the Birds have lost 3 straight. Chicago beat Cleveland 7-5 on Rich Allen's 10th inning home run. Richie's third of the year. No score, Detroit at Texas. California beat Milwaukee 3-1. And that's all we have here.
Okay, Bill, a 1-1 count on Larry Brown. Mike delivers. It's inside, 2 balls and a strike. I heard Redwood, Dick Allen said that he's very happy in Chicago playing for the White Sox, and this is it. If he's traded again, he's going to quit.
That's what he said at Los Angeles about this time last year. And 2 years ago, he said the same thing in St. Louis.
It's amazing. There's a guy has a good year every year.
I guess I'd better start calling him Dick, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is bigger than I am.
2 balls, 2 strikes on right-hand hitting Larry Brown. Curve hit on the ground in the hole. Michael backhands it. Throws to first. They got him. Holy cow, what a play by the sixth. I mean, he came up firing. Now, that was a difficult play. He was going full speed in the hole. Deep on the edge of the grass, came up throwing and threw out Larry Brown. And let's see, we have a pinch hitter now. Coming on. Hendrick is coming on to bat for McLain. George Hendrick. Played with Iowa and Oakland last year. But Iowa batted .333, 21 home runs. Ices one foul. Boy, he whips that bat. He's loose as a goose up there.
He looks like Aaron, huh? He gets that bat and wraps it behind his ear. Big right-handed hitter, lean. Looks to be about, what, 6'3"? What's his height?
See what it is here. 6'3", you hit it on the nose. All right, how about the weight? You got those.
175.
195. Would you believe it? No. Aye, 1-1.
See that big?
That's what it says here. 6'3", 195 pounds. Boy, he is tall.
Hey, he looks like Don Clendenin. We used to play with the Mets.
Just a little bit. A 1-1 delivery. Broke ground ball up the middle and back at second. That'll be a base hit. Clock's up with it, but can't make the throw. So the play by Michael now looms even larger. They'd have had runners at first and second. An infield hit. Clark backhanded the ball over the bag, but was going towards left field. Couldn't throw it. That's the 5th hit for Oakland. And now Bert Campaneris hit to the box and bounced out to first base. Yankees in front 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. One out. Infield in double play depth with the exception of Alou, who's holding the bag against George Hendrick. Pitch to Campaneris. He bunts foul in the Yankee dugout. In this series, Oakland has used 3 pinch hitters, and they've come through with 3 base hits, 3 for 3. Yankees doing very well in the pinch hitting department, too. 5 for 8, and a sacrifice fly. 1 strike on Campaneris. The stretch by Mike. And he was going to bunt again, but this one is low and it's 1-1. Lou and McKinney were charging in that time. Campaneris with outstanding speed. 1 man out. Hendrick leads off first base. Curve is high, ball 2-1.
You know, one thing about this Oakland club, Phil, they don't try to get all their runs at once. Yet last night, with Rudy up and a man on first, he bunted. That set that whole ball game up because Bando came through with a triple to tie the ball game.
Absolutely. With a club like this, as you say, they figure run here, run there, then a long ball. The pitch bounced slowly to third. Oh, they're going to have to hurry to get him. McKinney throws. Safe at first base. I tell you, he can fly. That brief 1 second of hesitation whether Kekich was going to pick it up or McKinney cost him that base hit. He had tried a bunt twice, and that one was a swinging bunt. There's actually no such thing as a swinging bunt, but it had the same effect. He gets an infield hit. He can really get down that line. But I still say the play by Gene Michaels so far has kept Oakland from having a real big inning. Instead of the bases loaded and nobody on, they have runners at first and second and one out. Joe Rudy single to left and popped to first base. Yankees lead 3-0, top of the fifth. Hendrick at second. Campaneris at first. Stretch by Kekich. Mike kicks, delivers a curve hit deep to left center field, way out there. Roy White is back there, though, and Mercer makes the catch. Both runners could have tagged up in advance, but they didn't. They played it halfway, and a long drive by Joe Rudy, caught by Bobby Mercer. In deep left center field, the wind blowing from left towards right field held that ball up. That'd have been a home run in a lot of ballparks, but not Yankee Stadium. Reggie Jackson struck out in the first, was robbed of a base hit on a fine over-the-shoulder catch by Horace Clark in the fourth. 2 out and 2 on. Yankees out in front, 3-0. Mike is ready. Comes to the belt. Curve is a little bit high. Ball one. They play Jackson way around towards right. Another curve, swing and a miss. 1-1. Jackson does not get cheated on his swing. He really swings hard. Mike gets the sign from Munson. Runners lead away. The curve checked his swing that time, and it's low. 2 balls and a strike. Kekich is keeping that ball in good spots on Jackson. Either down and in or down and away. Doesn't want to get one up to him. Yankees leading 3-0, top of the fifth. 2 out and 2 on. Mike with a long look in. Has the sign. His pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I tell you, he had good motion on that one. He had to have good motion because the pitch was up around the letters.
Now, if I were Reggie Jackson here, I'd be looking for that sidearm curveball.
He got him on that one the first time up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 men on.
He'd probably throw the fastball right by him.
Stretch by Kekich. He looks. Breaking pitch, and it's low. 3-2. So he did not come side on, but would not give in and throw the fastball. He has not thrown a fastball. He's thrown 5 pitches to Jackson, all breaking pitches. Now the runners will be off with the pitch. 3-2 and 2 out. They lead away, and that Campaneris can fly. Taking a big lead. The stretch. Mike looking at Campaneris. There they go. The curve is high. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. I tell you, Lou started to sneak in behind Campaneris. A quick throw over there would have picked him off. Second walk given up by Kekich, and the bases are loaded. 2 men are out, and here's that man, Bando. He singled to center in the first, bounced to short in the fourth. But it was his big triple last night that tied up the ball game, drove in 2 runs. Fred Bean gets up in the Yankee bullpen. Hendrick at third. Campaneris at second. Jackson at first. Hendrick coming down the line, but Kekic's not even looking at him, and time is called as Bando has something in his eye. Oh, he's got it out. And we're ready to go. All right, Mike rocks back. Pitch to Bando, almost hit him, and Munson, they had a play on at third, and the ball popped out of Munson's glove. Ball one on Sal Bando. See, Bando has a double, a triple, and 3 runs batted in on the year. Mike ready again. Curve outside, ball 2-0. Base on balls cost McLain in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 2-0 pitch, ground ball hit to third. McKinney is up with it, goes to Clark in time for the 4th play. And that Jackson went after Clark and slid about 10 feet past him, but Horace jumped over him. They get the 4th from third to second, and for Oakland, no runs, 2 base hits, no errors, 3 men left. And at the end of 4 1/2, it's the Yankees 3 and Oakland nothing.
The new pitcher for the Oakland A's is Johnny Lee Blue Moon Odom. Fella from Macon, Georgia. Blue Moon last year had a bit of arm trouble. He did get into 25 ball games, completed only 3. He won 10 games and lost 12 for the Oakland A's. Blue Moon Odom. Had surgery on his right elbow, was that 1970, Bill?
Mm-hmm. That's rough there. Not too many pitchers come back after surgery on their pitching elbow. Would you like to see this young kid do well? He's quite a competitor. See, he'll be facing Mercer, White, and Alou. Wears number 13 on his back, so he's not the least bit superstitious. All right, he's ready to go. So Denny McLain worked 4 innings. He gave up 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 1. Check that, struck out 2, and allowed 3 runs. The first earned run scored off Denny McLain this year. Bobby Mercer, fly to left and line to single to right. Yankees out in front 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Blue Moon ready. Fastball is low, ball 1. He threw that ball hard. Right-hander into the windup. Fastball outside, ball 2-0.
So he's cutting the ball loose. Sorry.
Yeah, he's throwing hard.
Sometimes in weather like this, some pitchers who've had arm trouble worry about it, but this fellow's cutting loose.
It's good to see him do that. The 2-0 pitch. Line to right field, curving, foul. Boy, Bobby was looking for the fastball, got it. Drilled it deep into the seats, but fouled by about 20 feet. On the big scoreboard, the Yankee RBI leaders. Gene Michael with 7, Bobby Mercer with 5. And now Bobby asks for time at the plate. Bottom of the 5th, the Yankees lead 3-0. Wind-up by Blue Moon. Fastball is low, and it's 3-1. Still no word on Vida Blue. I tell you, the whole league would love to see him sign up. The way he drew people in the ballpark. On the road, he had quite a year. Foul to the left of the plate. It's 3-2.
Jim Woods, the Oakland announcer, said he was talking to Willie Mays, and Willie has a way to get Blue into the league. He said, why doesn't Blue do the same thing I did with Stoneham? Sign for 50 and borrow 50. Pay the 50 back over 10 years, but don't make any payments on the last 50.
How do you like that? The payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Bobby Mercer called out on strikes. So Blue Moon Odom, first man he faces, the tough Mercer. He strikes him out, and now Roy White bounced to first and fly to left. I don't know whether Finley would go for that, though.
Evidently Stoneham did.
Yeah. All right, 1 out. Nobody on. Odom into the windup. Foul out of play. Back in the upper deck. Well, I got to tell you, Bill, played golf today with a fella named Letty, Tom Letty, and he had a hole-in-one. It's one of the prettiest sights and one of the most exciting things you ever want to see. Even for you non-golfers, a hole-in-one. Pitch is high, and it's 1-1. On the longest par 3 hole on our course, he hit a 4-wood, and you could see it all the way. Hit on the green, take 2 bounces, and disappear right in the cup.
You ever got a hole-in-one?
I got 1 hole-in-one. Oh, and it's something. Low ball 2, 2-1.
Got to buy drinks.
Yes, sir. You got to buy everybody who has played golf or had played that day a drink. But it really doesn't cost you because everybody puts up $1 and you get whatever the pot is. You got about $240. Not bad. In case the Internal Revenue's listening in, that pitch low inside. Ball 3. 3-1. I want to tell you what was so tough about it. He was not my partner. He got a shot. He got a stroke on that hole, so he had 0 for the hole. How can you beat that? You can't even tie it. Cost me a few bob, but I was very happy. Had a couple of Dr. Peppers, and that was it. Ground ball to first base. Epstein up with it. Runs over, makes the play, unassisted, and there are 2 away. And now Felipe Alou. Fly to center and foul to the catcher. Two out. Yankees in front 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. On deck, Johnny Callison. Pitch is low inside, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. A little bit high, ball 2, 2-0. There are some question marks on the pitching staff for Oakland. Blue Moon Odom 1. Dobson another one. Two-0 pitch fouled again. It got Luciano. That's 3 times that Ron Luciano has been hit with foul tips. Twice on the mask, once on the chest protector. Dave Duncan gives the sign to Odom. His pitch is fouled back in the upper deck and out of play, and the count is even at 2-2.
It looks like the Yankees hitters are just looking for that number one, that fastball, and they're really getting good rips at it.
They are. I guess they figure with the cold weather and blue moon, as we mentioned before, maybe a little worried. Doesn't want to throw too many breaking pitches. A little chilly here tonight. Denny McLain was blowing on his hand, going to his mouth just about after every pitch. The 2-2 pitch. Just outside, and another blazer that time. It's 3-2. Well, you know Felipe will be looking for the fastball here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Odom line. Fastball is low and inside, and Alou gets a walk. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause now for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81 WGY Schenectady.
Johnny Callison, who started the big 3-run uprising for the Yankees in the 4th inning with an opposite field double, is up there. Johnny also fly deep to center. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Alou leads away. Pitch to Callison. Swing and a foul to the left of the plate. Strike 1. Johnny has that right hand. Well, it's stinging a little bit right now. He hit it off the end of the bat. Making a fist. It's the kind of night you got to hit him right on the trademark. Fastball pulled. He got that one on the trademark, but just fouled down the right field line. 0-2. Epstein holding the bag against Alou. Yankees with all 3 runs in the 4th on the 3-run homer by the stick, Gene Michael. Odom leans over to get the sign. Callison now asks for time. Odom ahead of him, 0-2. Now they're ready. Pitch, check swing, foul off the end of the bat. Still 0-2. Oh, another new ball thrown out to Odom. On deck, Rich McKinney. Odom is ready. Checks Alou. Slow curve, and it's looped in the left field beautifully for a base hit. Alou's around second. He's going to third. The throw comes in at third, not in time. And I want to tell you, that was as pretty a play as you'd want to see. I don't know whether it was a blooper pitch, but it was a high, slow change-up curve. And Johnny Callison just backhanded like a tennis stroke over Bando's head. You can see the look on Bando's face, Bill.
Johnny waited on that ball well and just looped it out there. Usually on a pitch like that, if you're trying to pull the ball, you're out in front. You either pop it up or hit it on the ground at second base. So when you can handle a pitch like that after being thrown so many fastballs and still wait and hit it out there, your timing is coming around pretty good.
That's for sure. So the Yankees have runners at first and third. And I tell you, Felipe hasn't lost any speed because Rudy made a great throw in the third, but Alou kept going and slid in safely. Now Rich McKinney bounced to third and walked. Pops it up. The catcher, Dave Duncan, in foul territory, coming back near the screen. Makes the catch. So the Yankees are out of there. No runs, a base hit, no errors, and 2 men left. And now at the end of 5 full innings, it's the Yankees 3 and Oakland nothing. Okay, Bill, and Bobby Brooks Lines a base hit to left field. He hit a bullet past McKinney. Roy White up with it, and Brooks is on. Brooks had fly to center and walked before singling sharply to left. That's the 7th base hit for Oakland. It brings up Dave Duncan, who has fly to left and single to left. Yankees leading 3-0, top of the 6th. Stretch by Mike. His pitch fouled back off the screen. Strike one. On deck, Mike Epstein. Mike has hit the ball hard twice tonight. Bobby Brooks leading off first. Alou playing in back of the runner. High and outside, 1-1. And we're going to get some action now in the Yankee bullpen. Duncan looks down at Irv Noren, coaching at third. Stretch by Mike. Change up, hit on the ground at third, could be 2. McKinney to Clark, back to first, double play. And Horace Clark hung in there that time with the speedy Bobby Brooks right on top of him and sliding into Horace. Horace got rid of it, completed the double play, and then was knocked down. So this is the new Horace Clark we're seeing this year, big double play. And there are 2 out. And the batter now, Mike Epstein, who singled, was cut down trying to steal in the 2nd, and then robbed of a base hit on a great play by Mercer in the 4th. Side armor to Epstein in there, strike one call. Time is called. Epstein wants Luciano to look at the ball. He does and says nothing wrong with it. Yankees still leading 3-0. Another side armor, but this one is a little low. Breaking pitch, and it's 1-1. One pitch outside, 2-1. On deck, Larry Brown. Mike Kekich has been in there all the way. Denny McLain started for Oakland, went 4 innings. There's a fastball right down the middle, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Kekich into the windup. The side armor, curve, pulled foul outside of first, knocked down by Alou. Epstein hung in there that time as Kekich came by the way of first base. Again, we'll have a 2-2 pitch coming up. Here it is, and it's a curve, low, 3-2. Full count on Epstein. Mike rocks back. Fastball hit on the ground hard. Base hit to right field. Epstein has done very well against the left-hand pitcher tonight. He's hit the ball hard 3 times, 2 base hits. And that's base hit number 8, so you can see how important that double play was now. Just as Michael's fielding play in the 5th inning was. And here's Larry Brown, who was robbed of that base hit in the fifth and bounced out to Michael his first time up. 0 for 2. Branch Allier is on deck. In the event that Larry Brown gets on, Allier will pinch hit for Blue Moon Odom. There's a pitch in there, strike one call. Two men are out. Yankees leading 3-0 in the top of the sixth. Time is called momentarily. The Oakland bench getting on Ron Luciano, and he's just thrown Dick Williams out of the game, I do believe. Dick Williams really getting on Ron Luciano, and he's been ejected from the ball game. And Dick Williams, who has really let his hair grow long, like some of his ball players, was getting on Luciano, and Ron said, "That's enough," and Williams kept talking, and Luciano waved him out. So now Williams comes out to have another say, but it's too late now. He has been thrown out of the game.
Trying to get his $25 worth.
Yeah.
Stays too long, it might cost him $50, though.
That's right.
Yeah, because here comes Frank Umont. Dick leaves. He got a nickel word in, though, before he left. He got $25.05 worth.
All right, Bill. So Dick Williams is out of the game. It's one strike on Larry Brown. Stretched by Kekich. Pitch is outside, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Curve hit on the ground is short. Gene Michael up with it. Flips the clock for the fourth play. Oh, the Yankees with good defense tonight. For Oakland, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, a man left. At the end of 5.5, it's the Yankees 3 and Oakland nothing.
Well, Bob Fischel just informed us, Bill, that that's Williams' second ejection of the season, so that's going to cost him more than $25.
Looks like that kind of a year. Here he is, the hitting star for the Yankees, Gene Michael. Bounced to second his first time up, but in the fourth inning with 2 men on, he homered into the right field seat for all 3 runs, and Gene takes a pitch low, ball 1. Bottom of the 6th, and the Yankees in front 3-0. Wind up by Odom. Outside, ball 2. Odom, when he delivers, kind of falls towards first base. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike called. 2-1 on deck, Mike Kekich. Two-one pitch high, ball 3, 3-1. Oakland out hitting the Yankees 8-6. But as we told you, the big home run by Michael accounting for all 3 runs. The 3-1 delivery, Gene taking all the way. It's low, ball 4. Second walk given up by Odom. And now Mike Kekich up, and his job is to advance Michael to second with a sacrifice bunt. Epstein comes over now to talk with Blue Moon.
You know, with Larry Brown in there, Phil, I wonder if they'll try the play they tried last night with the second baseman Green coming in.
I doubt it.
Be Brown.
Brown is not nearly as quick as Dick Green. I imagine Epstein will come in and Brown will go over and cover first. You got to be quick to do that. They're creeping in, and Kekich bunts it hard to Epstein. They're going to go to second, and it's going to be late, and oh, he called him out. Holy cow, did he miss that play? Jim Odom. Michael had slid. His foot was on the bag. It was a bad throw high into the inside part of the bag, and Campaneris had to reach for it. Gene had beaten the play, but Odom called him out. So it goes as a fourth play. From 3 to 6. Epstein got in there quickly, but did not make a good throw. And Gene Michael, with a good jump and a burst of speed, was in at second base. One away. Horace Clark, the batter. Horace has walked twice and flied to center. Yankees out in front, 3-0. Kekich with the jacket on at first. Standing in front of Epstein there. The stretch and the pitch outside ball one. Hey, Bill White, watching Kekich there, I noticed when I was playing there were some big guys would stand in front of our first baseman on a play like this. Didn't that bother you a little bit?
Yeah,
You'd move and he'd move.
Right, it does. You can't see well.
All right, the 1-0 delivery. Low ball 2-0. Senior Citizens Day, Saturday at 2 p.m. when the Yankees play the Minnesota Twins. Our first one of the year. 2-0 pitch, outside ball 3-0.
One thing here, Phil, I'm sure Mike wanted to get the guy over to second, but I'm also sure he didn't want to be out there on that base himself standing around in this cold weather.
Right, he wanted to get in that dugout where those heaters are and stay warm. 3-0 on Horace Clark. He'll be taken all the way. The pitch is right down the middle. 3 balls and a strike. Thurman Munson on deck. Ready for the 3-1 pitch. It's right in there. Strike 2. 3-2. Oh, let's see if Mike will be off and running. Only 1 out. You're not paying too much attention to him there at first base. The stretch. He does not go, and the ball is outside. Ball 4. So Odom has walked 2 men in this inning, his third since he came in the ball game in the 5th. Kekich walking slowly to second. Clark is at first. Thurman Munson, who is 2 for 3. Single to left in the first. Single to center in the third, and struck out in the 4th. On deck, Bobby Mercer. Yankees leading 3-0, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Stretch by Odom. Low with a breaking pitch, ball 1. Only 1 out. Yankees trying to add to their 3. Odom to the belt. Ball 2. A little bit inside. And now Epstein's going to come over. And Bando started in from third, but Epstein got there first. Little action in the Oakland bullpen. Two balls, no strikes on Munson. Odom has the sign. His pitch is ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. So, Blue Moon Odom in a jam here. He's walked through this inning already, and there's the strike on the inside part of the plate. 3-1. And on the scoreboard, the Yanks wish the Knicks the best of luck at Los Angeles tonight. The first game of that important playoff series between the Knicks and the Lakers. But don't turn on your TVs. Doesn't start till after 10. The stretch and the pitch. Pop foul back and out of play. 3-2. Matter of fact, they might delay the start of that game, I heard on the radio, because President Nixon is going to address the country tonight at 10 o'clock.
If they delay it too long, they'll be starting the season again. Looks like they start basketball in June now.
Yeah. And hockey. Got to wish the Rangers luck, too. They'll be meeting the Boston Bruins. Full count. Throw to second base. Oh, it was a good throw there to had Kekich. They had the pickoff play on. Larry Brown came over, but Blue Moon Odom threw it high, and Kekich was able to dive back in.
A lot of times that's a count play. The pitcher will watch the catcher, and when the catcher, or in this case Dave Duncan, sees Brown, the second baseman, in position, he'll maybe give the pitcher a quick fist, and he'll wheel and throw there.
All right, the payoff pitch. Line to left field. Rudy digging. He's there and makes the catch. That ball was hit right on the nose. As Munson golfed the low fastball. That Rudy really bouncing around in left field. 2 out. Bobby Mercer, the batter. Bobby has flied to left, single to right, and struck out.
These guys have more conferences than anybody. There's Bando out there again with his catcher, Duncan. They do a lot of talking. I guess that's what you need, though, with a veteran ball club. Talk things over.
Well, it looks like they've been stalling to get somebody loose out in the bullpen, Bill.
That's Bill Posdale, who evidently has taken over for Dick Williams. Williams was kicked out for arguing ball strike count with Ron Luciano. So Bill Posdale out there now talking to his pitcher, Blue Moon Odom, and looks like they're gonna bring a left-hander in to pitch to Bobby Mercer. Dick Hauser goes out, says something to Mike Kekich. He tells him to be careful down there. Mike almost got picked off. While we're waiting on the new pitcher, let's go over the scores again for you. Minnesota beat Boston 3-1. The winning pitcher was Dick Woodson. The loser, Ray Cope. No score, Baltimore, Kansas City at the end of 3 innings of play. McNally against Del Canton. Baltimore's lost 3 games in a row. Chicago White Sox, behind Dick Allen's 3rd home run of the year and the 10th with one on, edged Cleveland 7-2. That's the Chicago's 7th straight win. Texas is playing host to Detroit. There's no score there at the end of 2.5 innings of play. California beat Milwaukee 3-1. The winner Clark, the loser Parsons. In the National League, San Francisco beat Philadelphia 8-6. Cincinnati leads Pittsburgh 2-0 at the end of 5. St. Louis leads Atlanta now 8-3 at the end of 3.5 innings of play. Henry Aaron got his 643rd home run of his career in that ball game. Houston leads Chicago, the Cubs 3-2. The Cubs have lost 7 straight, and the Astros surprisingly have won 8 straight. Montreal at Los Angeles, that game tonight, and we have no score on that yet. And every day or so, we like to tell you about the many ways to buy tickets to Yankee games. There are more than 200 ticket outlets in Yankee land. First, there is the Yankee Stadium Advance Ticket Office. That's open every day of the season from 9 in the morning until 5 p.m. and until at least a half hour after the close of the game at Yankee Stadium. You can also order anytime by mail. Simply send your ticket request, check the money order, together with your name and address to the ticket manager. New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York. Zip code 10451. Box seat, $4. Reserve, $3. All taxes included. Same ticket prices as Regent seats. All right, Philip.
Okay, Bill, and Jim Rowland, a big left-hander, comes on to do the pitching. This is his second appearance of the year, has no won or loss record. Pitching to Bobby Mercer with runners at first and second, 2 out, and the Yankees leading 3-0. Almost a wild pitch. A good play by Dave Duncan as Rowland came side on. Ball 1 to Mercer. Rowland is 6'2", 200 pounds. Kekich at second, Clark at first, 2 up. To the belt. Pitch low, ball 2. He almost stumbled that time. Fixing the mound out there. On deck, Felipe Alou. Nope, check that, Roy White. Felipe bats after White. 2-0 on Bobby. Pitch by Rowland is low, ball 3. And Rowland wanted that one. 3-0 the count. That's the score of the game, too, 3-0. Yankees favor. Stretch by Rowland. The 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 call, 3-1.
Your buddy over there, Irv Norton, is helping Luciano umpire. Look at him. He's got hands up. He's got 2 strikes and a ball. He's got to adjust the opposite. But it's 3-1 here.
All right, ready for the 3-1 pitch. Bobby will be ready for that fastball. He hits it deep to right field. That ball's going to be in for a base hit. Bounces in the seats for a ground rule double. And Kekich scores. Clark has to stop and go back to third. And Bobby Mercer in with a stand-up double. The Yankees are out in front 4-0. You know, that's got to be a great feeling, Bill. A new pitcher coming in. He's behind 3-1. And almost 99% sure he's going to come in with a fastball.
You're going to get that fastball, and Bobby hung with it and lined it down the right field line. And actually, the ball hadn't bounced into the seats. Bobby might have gotten another RBI because Clark was hustling around second.
Yes, he was. All right, 2 men are out. Roy White, the batter. Roy has bounced to first twice and flied to left. Mercer at second, Clark at third. Rowland will take the full windup. Pitch to White, foul back and out of play. That run, by the way, will be charged to Blue Moon Odom. Mike Kekich scoring. One strike pitch just outside, 1-1. Clark also is the responsibility of Odom. Horace has had 3 walks in this ball game. Remember last year, Horace got a lot of walks. Matter of fact, got more walks than he's gotten in any other year in the big league. Curve looped in a shallow right field. Nobody's going to get this, but it'll go into the seats. Epstein chases it, but it goes way back into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Horace now has 5 bases on balls for the year. Clark had 64 last year, and Horace is noted as a man who was tough to walk because he would swing at just about anything, but he's really got that eagle eye now. The pitch high and outside, and the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 men on. And at halftime, the New York Nets 63, the Virginia Squires 52. Go Nets on the scoreboard. The 2-2 pitch. Foul over our heads. How about that? A young boy got that one. Showed me a lot of courage there because it's cold tonight, and that was a solid foul ball line drive. 2-2. Roland winds. Pitch low and inside. Full count. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Yankees in front 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Broken bat grounder. The bat goes out to the mound. So does the ball, and Roland throws the ball to first base, and they got him. But the Yankees pick up a run on just 1 base hit. No errors, and 2 men left. And now at the end of 6 full innings, it's the Yankees 4 and Oakland nothing. All right, we're getting ready to go to the top of the 7th. Before we go to the top of the 7th, though, here is Bill White with a very important announcement.
All right, Bill, let's pause now. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
This is your Guy High Agents. Join me for your kind of music, weekdays, 3 to 7, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
As we go into the top of the 7th with the Yankees ahead 4-0, we have a pinch hitter, Frank Messer.
Yes, Brett Allier will bat for the pitcher, Jim Rowland. And the A's, as you and Phil mentioned earlier, been very successful in this series with their pinch hitters. A little while ago, George Hendrick had an infield hit as a pinch hitter. The Oakland pinch hitters are 3 for 3 in this series, Bill.
All right, Keckage is ready. Deals the first pitch. A curveball, it's too low. Allier from Passaic, New Jersey. Spent the last 2 years with the Minnesota Twins. Picked up over the winter by Oakland. Down low ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Allier, a big right-handed hitter. He's 6'3", weighs 215. Attended Hofstra College. Looks down at his third base coach, Herb Norn. Keckage is ready now. The 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 inside. It'll be Allier, then Bert Campaneris, the pesky Campaneris, and then Joe Rudy. As we're in the top of the 7th, Keckage has given up 8 hits. Pitch is too low, ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. So in this series, the Oakland pinch hitters have all gotten on base. 3 hits now, walk to Brant Allier. Allier not a threat to steal, but Dalu is going to hold him there anyway. The Yankees lead 4-0. The hitter is Bert Campaneris. Campy's been up 3 times. He's 1 for 3. Bounce to the pitcher, bounce to the first baseman. Got an infield single off the glove of Rich McKinney. Keckage stretches. Comes to the plate, too high a ball.
Have activity in the Yankee bullpen, Bill. Fred Bean, right-hander, and Rich Hinton, a left-hander, both warming up.
Keckage had trouble with Milwaukee in the later innings when John Briggs got him for a home run. So Ralph Houck is going to try to not let Mike go too far. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Ball and a strike. The Yankee infield, Lou is holding Allier there at first. Horace Clark and at second base. Gene Michael at short. They're looking for 2. Rich McKinney's in close at third, looking for the bunt. Keckage comes to the belt, checks Allier. He doesn't have a big lead. Pitch. Line drive, base it up the middle. That had Keckage ducking. Allier will hold at second base as Mercer comes up with a baseball, and that brings Ralph Houck out of the dugout. Campaneris hit a 1-1 pitch and lined a single up the middle for his second base hit. Brant Allier stopped at second. Now Ralph Houck out talking to Thurman Munson and Mike Keckage. And there's some action out in right field. Ralph's going to leave. He's going to let Kekich stay in there. Joe Rudy's the hitter. Yankees ahead 4-0. Rudy's been up 3 times. He singled to left field his first trip. Up popped to the first baseman, Alou, and he flied to center field. So he's 1 for 3.
One thing about this ball game, Kekich has had good support behind him. Great play by Gene Michael, and a good catch in deep center by Bobby Mercer on Rudy back in the 5th inning. Saved some damage. A double play in the 6th inning got him out of potential trouble.
All right, Rudy bats right-handed. No outs. Kekich will stretch. Checks Allier at second. Takes a long look at him. Comes to the plate. A curveball gets the outside corner, called strike. McKinney backs up just a bit at third base. The outfield plays Rudy straight away. Roy White fairly deep in left field. Oakland now with 9 hits. But as Frank Messer mentioned, the Yankees have come up with some fine fielding plays. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rudy. Change-up, cut on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Had him fooled with a high change. Rudy with an extremely closed hand. Missed a high change-up. And the count runs now no balls and 2 strikes. Rudy standing out of the batting box. A lot of pine tar on his bat. Now he's ready. Set left foot up next to the plate. The right foot in the far back corner of the batting box. Now Kekich is ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball line to center field. Mercer's back now. Bobby started in. He one-hands the ball. Allier tags at second. He'll go to third. Campaneris was late getting back to first, so he'll have to stay there. Rudy hit the ball hard. Mercer backed up one-handed it. Alertly threw the ball to second to hold Campaneris at first base as Allier tagged at second and went on to third. 1 out now. Runners at first and third, and the hitter is a powerful Reggie Jackson. Jackson struck out. Just popped up to Clark. Hoss made a fine running catch about 25 yards out in right field there. Right in front of Johnny Callison, and Jackson's walked. So Reggie is 0 for 2. Bats left-handed. Has a quick bat. And Callison plays him deep in right field. Alou is holding Campaneris on at first. Allier leaves from third. Pitch. Hits the outside corner, strike. Kekich gets ahead of Jackson. They play Reggie to full. Mercer deep in right center field. White in left center and deep. Kekich is ready now. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, bounced foul outside first baseline. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. Allier goes back to third base. Campaneris perched at first. Campy talking to his first base coach, Jerry Adair. Now Kekich looking in at Munson. Mike takes a peek at Allier leading from third, comes to the belt, looks at Campaneris at first. Sidearm curveball, swung on, and this struck him out on 3 pitches. So Kekich picks up strikeout number, 3. He's gotten Jackson now twice, and that was a big one. So 2 outs and Sal Bando's in. Bando's 1 for 3. He singled to center his first trip, bounced to short, and also bounced into a force out. Sal Bando bats right-handed. He's a tough out, especially with men on base. And he has Allier down at third, Campaneris at first. Yankees still ahead 4-0, top of the 7th. Kekich deals a change-up, too low. Bando backing out on that change. Sal evidently looking for a ball inside. On deck, Bobby Brooks. Outfield straightens up for Bando. They play him straight away. Clark shades him towards second just a bit. back on the grass there. 1-0 pitch. Curveball's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Kekich is struggling just a bit. The count 2-0 on Bando with runners at first and third for the Oakland A's. Now Mike's ready. And there goes Campaneris. Kekich steps off, goes to first base. Campy gets back there. Kekich was in his stretch. Campaneris started towards second. Mike alertly stepped off the bag, off of the mound, and took a couple of steps toward Campaneris. Campaneris stopped, went back, and beat the throw there.
Kekich was watching that runner over there at third base, too, to be sure he wasn't going to try to break Algay.
Oh, Campaneris still there at first base. Algay at third. 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes on Bando. Here's the pitch. 2 high, ball 3. 3-0. Evidently that worried Mike just a bit. I don't know where Campy was going. They're behind 4-0. But he almost got it off. He almost pulled it off. Mike comes to the belt. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Bando. That's the strike right down the heart of the plate. 3-1. Bando takes a look down at his third base coach, Herb North. And Kekich now is ready. Here's the 3-1 pitch. High, ball 4. Base is loaded now as Bando jogs down to first base. Campaneris goes into second. Allier down at third. 2 outs, and the hitter is Bobby Brooks, the center fielder. Brooks is 1 for 2. He's flied to center field. He's walked, and he singled to left. This little fellow's about 5'8". Bats right-handed. Ralph Houck looking out over the field. He's been out to see Kekich once this inning. Mike now winds up. Time's called. He wants some rosin. Counts the runners on base. There are 3 out there. Bando's at first. Campaneris at second. Here's the pitch to Brooks. Curveball. 1 hopper to Michael. Past him. Base hit. 1 run scores. Around third base is Campaneris. He'll score easily. Bando holds at second. And the Yankee lead has been cut in half. Brooks with a single past Gene Michael just to his left towards second base, just out of his reach. So Brooks drives in 2 runs. He gets Allier in from third, Campaneris in from second. Bando stops at second. And Oakland picks up 2 runs now. They have 10 hits. The Yankees have 4 runs on 7 hits. Ralph Houck out there again. This time that's going to be all for Mike Kekich.
Okay, Bill, you can keep an eye on the bullpen. See who's coming in here. And with Dave Duncan up there, I would imagine Fred Bean. And Bobby Brooks, with 1 swing of the bat, gets as many runs batted in as he had all season. Say, you know, every day or so, we like to tell you about the many easy ways to buy tickets for Yankee games. There are more than 200 ticket outlets in Yankee Land. First, there is Yankee Stadium's advance ticket office, open every day of the season from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and until at least a half hour after the close of a game that's played at Yankee Stadium. Now, you can also order anytime by mail. Simply send your ticket request, check, or money order with your name and address to Ticket Manager, New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, zip code 10451. Box seats are priced at $4. Reserved seats at $3. All taxes included. The same ticket prices as in recent seasons. Now, please add 25 cents to your total order to cover mailing and handling costs. You can also buy tickets over the counter at the popular Yankees Ticketron ticket office located on the mezzanine Vanderbilt Avenue entrance of the Grand Central Terminal overlooking the main information center. The Grand Central ticket office is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and until 4 p.m. on Saturday. It is not open Sundays. Fred Bean is the new Yankee pitcher to bring you right up on that development. And a reminder, too, that Yankee tickets also are available at all Ticketron offices around the metropolitan area. Call 644-4400 in New York for the Ticketron office nearest you. Tickets also are available at the offices of the North Jersey Automobile Club in Oradell, Patterson, and Jersey City. Yankee tickets also can be purchased from any of the 62 Avco Financial Services offices in the New York area and at Welcome Aboard Vacation Centers, 144 West Main Street, New Britain, Connecticut, and G. Fox Shopping Center, Meriden, Connecticut. G. Fox and Company, Main Street in Hartford, Connecticut, also has Yankee tickets. Well, the slender right-hander Fred Bean, who generates a lot of power from a small frame, comes on to pitch for the New York Yankees. And back to Bill White.
All right, Franklin. Bean's in his second appearance for the Yankees. And he'll have to face Dave Duncan. Bando's at second. Brooks at first. Yankees ahead 4-2. 2 outs here with the top of the 7th. Bean stretches. Comes to the plate. A curveball misses outside. Duncan's been up 3 times. He's flied to left field, singled to left, and he's bounced into a double play. Dave has power. He has 2 home runs this year. Bando takes a big lead down at second. He'll be checked by Bean. Takes a long look at him. Delivers a slider. Gets the plate. 1-1. Yankees play Duncan straight away. White in left, Mercer in center. Johnny Callison out in right field. Now the stretch. The runners lead. 1-1 pitch. Curveball fouled off. That hit Duncan on the toe. Went out in fair territory. Munson bounced on it, but the home plate umpire, Ron Luciano, immediately stopped play, so the count's a ball and 2 strikes on Duncan. Now McKinney moves back at third, just a bit. Sal Bando down at second. Bobby Brooks at first. They count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dave Duncan. Duncan cocks that bat over his right shoulder as Bean looks in at Munson. Now the little right-hander's ready. 1-2 pitch. Curveball hit up in air left field. White digging in for it. Now he has the range, waits on it, and has it for the 3rd out. So Fred Bean comes in and pitches to Dave Duncan. And he gets him on a little lazy, lofty fly ball to left field. But Oakland picked up 2 runs on 1-2 hit. There were no Yankee errors and 2 A's left on base. At the end now of 6.5 innings of play, the New York Yankees 4, the Oakland A's 2.
Tomorrow, the Yankees are looking for a good day to go up to West Point and play the Cadets up at the U.S. Military Academy. And then for the weekend, they'll be right back here at Yankee Stadium to meet the Minnesota Twins Friday night at 7:30, Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and the big Camp Day doubleheader Sunday starting at 1. Chance for you to come out and see Harmon Killebrew, Rod Carew, Cesar Tovar, and the rookie home run sensation Bobby Darwin. Now, Darwin is a rookie, true, but I think he's like a 29-year-old rookie. He was around, what was it, Bill White, the Dodger organization as a pitcher for several years?
I believe so, right, Frank?
And now he is converted to the outfield. And, he had a sensational spring with the Twins down in Florida. I'm looking forward to seeing him. We hope you'll be out here. That's this weekend, the Yankees and the Twins.
All right, Franklin, it'll be a Lou Callison McKinney in the last of the 7th as the Yankees carry a 4-2 lead here. The new pitcher for the A's is Joe Horland, and he misses inside. Joe picked up by the Oakland A's from the Chicago White Sox. Horland was released there just before the baseball struck. 1-0 pitch to Alou. Popped up in foul territory. The catcher, Dave Duncan's back. He throws his mask down and grabs the ball for the first time. So Alou fouls out to the catcher, Duncan.
Horland was released by the White Sox, and there's a little bit of controversy over it. But I was talking to Joe before the ball game tonight, and he feels this could be quite a break for him to be released by Chicago and picked up by the Oakland A's, coming to a club that, is figured to be more of a contender really than Chicago.
Now he pitches to Johnny Callison. Down low ball. Callison's been up 3 times. He's 2 for 3. He fly deep to center field. He doubled down the left field line, and he singled the left field. So John's been going to the opposite field. Portland's ready. 1-0 pitch to Callison. Curveball, loop to left field. That's going to curve foul. Bando's after it, so is Campaneris, but it gets back in the seats. So the count's 1-1 on Callison.
Horland, of course, excited about being with another ball club, especially when he was out of work there for that brief time. But he said he can't count the White Sox out. He said they're going to have a good ball club this year, and they could make their presence very much felt.
Well, they already have made their presence felt. Dick Allen, Wilbur Wood. 1-1 pitch to Callison. Misses outside, a breaking ball. Chuck Tanner has done a great job of molding that ball club, that young club. They've got Carlos May. I think they'll be in here in June sometime. Be able to see Dick Allen on June 13th. 2-1 pitch to Callison. Bounced right back to Horland. The pitcher has it. He'll go to first base, and there are 2 outs here in the 7th.
Talked about the White Sox, but they won 7 in a row with that 10th inning win today on Dick Allen's home run. So they are moving right along.
Go along with that big Bill Melton, the third baseman. Carlos May, who's a good hitter. They're going to be trouble.
But you got a guy like Wilbur Wood, who you know is going to go out there and pitch at least twice a week, sometimes 3. And win.
Here's McKinney. He pops the first pitch up in foul territory. No, it's in fair territory. The first baseman, Epstein, right on the line, and it's called a fair ball, and he has it for the 3rd out. So McKinney pops to the first baseman, Mike Epstein. The Yankees in the 7th, 3 up and 3 down. Now at the end of 7 full innings of play, the Yankees 4, the Oakland A's 2.
Ralph Houk makes some changes now as Rusty Torres comes on to play right field, and Hal Lanier will come on to play third base with Rich McKinney and Johnny Callison out of the ball game. Fred Bean on the mound. He came on in relief in the last inning when Kekich gave up a couple of walks, a couple of base hits, and a couple of runs, and he got Dave Duncan on a fly ball to shallow left. So we'll see what transpires here in the last 2 innings as the Yankees try to hold on to and perhaps improve a 4-2 lead, Bill.
All right, Frank. Big Mike Epstein's the hitter. Mike's 2 for 3. He's hit the ball hard. Bean gets a curveball too low. Epstein singled to left center field back in the 2nd. He hit a long fly to right center field where Mercer dove and got it in the 4th, and he singled to right field in the 6th. 1-0 pitch to Big Mike outside and high, ball 2. 2 balls to no strikes. They play Epstein to pull. Torres deep in right field. Bobby Mercer in right center. Roy White deep in left center. Horace Clark now moves back on the grass at second base. 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. Beans missed 3 straight times here. On deck is Mike Egan. This guy broke up the ball game last night with a double. Back in the 12th. 3-0 pitch to Epstein. And there's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Epstein looks at his third base coach, Herb Norton. Time's called. Now we're ready. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Bean. Fastball is too high. Ball 4. Epstein throws his bat away and jogs on down to first base. And Mike Egan will hit for Larry Brown. Now he's being called back now. Kurt Bleffery's also swinging a bat. Luciano is asking Herb Norn if that's the pinch hitter he wants, and it'll be Mike Egan. Egan's double last night won the ball game for the A's.
You know, Yankee bullpen coach Jim Egan was asked by a couple of the reporters how he felt about it. He said, well, I'll tell you, last year, he said we had the perfect situation. He said Mike came up in a similar situation, got a base hit, but Bobby Mercer threw the runner out at the plate.
First pitch to Egan's a breaking ball, too low. 1 ball and no strikes. Egan bats left-handed. He's pinch hitting for Larry Brown. Yankee pitchers haven't gotten the Oakland pinch hitters out so far this season. Epstein leads with Lewis playing behind him. That breaking ball gets a plate. 1-1. On deck is Kurt Bleffery. Would call him Plank, but he doesn't like to be called Plank. Bean looking at it much. He comes set. Checks Epstein. Curveball, cut on and missed. 1-2. The Yankees have a Lewis first, Clark at second, Gene Michael a couple steps from second base there, shortstop, and the third baseman now is Hal Lanier as Bean is ready. 1-2 pitch, misses outside. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Yankees lead this ball game 4-2. We're in the top of the 8th. The A's have 10 hits, the Yankees 7. Now the stretch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced foul. That'll be in the Yankee dugout. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bean now on the backside of the mound. Rubs the ball up. This fella doesn't use much rosin. Of course, as cold as it is, rosin won't do you any good out there. Egan chokes up just a bit on the bat. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses outside. Full count now to Egan. Epstein at first base. He's looking around for a sign. See, well, he will move now with the Yankees ahead 4-2. Now we're ready. Epstein leads. He's not running. Curveball is fouled off. Breaking ball with 3-2 pitch. He has quite a bit of confidence in his ability to get the ball all over the plate. Now we're ready for the payoff pitch. There it is. Popped up in the shallow center field. Mercer's after it. Really digs in. Bobby loses his hat, but he has the range now and has it for the first out. This is... That's the first time the Yankees have gotten an Oakland pinch hitter out. Here's another one, Kurt Bleffery. Bleffery's 1-for-1 this series as a pinch hitter, isn't he, Frank?
Yes, he is. He swung on the first pitch last night. I asked him after the game, ran into him, and said, when did you start swinging at the first pitch? And he said, when I was come up as a pinch hitter with my hands cold.
Kurt batting left-handed. Epstein leads. Pitch is too low, ball. Alou is not holding Epstein at first base. The Yankees enjoy a 2-run lead, and they're winning 4-2. There's 1 out. And they play Bleffery to pull. Too low. He started at a breaking ball, held up. 2 balls and no strikes.
Bleffery has always had a fantastic eye for the strike zone. He very seldom swings at a bad pitch. In fact, When he first ccame up, they tried to get him to. They said he was taking pitches for balls that he could get out of the ballpark. Of course, then they were priming him to be quite a slugger.
Here's a 2-0 pitch to him. That breaking ball just misses the outside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. Referee backs out, looks down at Irv Noren. Noren looks in. He's getting a sign from somebody. Dick Williams has been kicked out of the ball game, but you can be sure he is not too far from that Oakland dugout. Now the 3-0 pitch to Blefrich. There's a strike. Drilled right in there.
We've heard you and Phil mention earlier, Bill, that Dick Williams would contemplate a trade for either Duncan or Tennis. Now, this fellow Blefrich can allow him that luxury. Blefrich can go in there and catch for him.
Right. Epstein leads from first. The pitch. Curveball, cut on and missed. 3-2. Hey, one thing, that Bean isn't afraid to throw the breaking ball when he's behind. Threw it 3-2 to Heaton. Just threw it behind 3-1 to Blefrich and got it over. Now the stretch. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Fred Bean. That's out number 2. Bean throwing a breaking ball from behind. Got Blefrich on 2 straight curveballs, and that'll bring in Bert Campaneris. Campy's having a good night. He's 2 for 4. He's bounced out twice, got an infield hit, and he singled and scored a run back in the 7th. Lanier at third moves in for him. He tries the butt, misses it. And it's a strike. Alou now holds Epstein on. Felipe feeling that he'll have to protect that first base line for a bunt anyway. Might as well hold Epstein there. Lanier in close to third. Outfield straight away for Campaneris. Now Bean comes to the belt. Checks Epstein. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. We're seeing a gutty performance here from little Fred Bean. Bean came on in the 7th, enticed Dave Duncan, hit a little soft looper to White in left field. And after walking Epstein this inning, he's struck out a guy. And now he's got Campaneris with a fastball on the outside corner. So Bean, after walking Epstein, got Mike Egan to fly to Mercer in center, struck out Kurt Blefrich. Then he caught Bert Campaneris looking at a 3rd strike, and he gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no error. There was 1 walk and 1 man left on base. At the end now of 7.5 innings of play, the Yankees 4, the Oakland A's 2.
Well, the Oakland A's need a new second baseman and a new pitcher. The pitcher will be Darrell Knowles, and out at second base, a bit of a surprise to us up here, will be Kurt Blefrich. Kurt Blefrich playing second. And Kurt Blefrich last year did play second base. He had played second base in the minor leagues, but very, very sparingly. I'd say maybe a game or 2. It's not a completely foreign position, but it's an unfamiliar one to him, Bill White.
Well, Gene Michael will be the Yankee hitter. It'll be Michael, and then Bean, and then Hall Clark. Yankees ahead 4-2. Knowles gets down low a ball. Darrell Knowles, the left-hander, is the 5th pitcher for Oakland. McLain started. Odom pitched an inning and a 3rd. Rowland pitched 3rd inning. Joe Horland pitched 1 inning. Now Darrell Knowles. This ball's hit out in the right field. Should be easy for Reggie Jackson. Fades to his right, waits on the ball, and gloves it for the first out.
Dick Williams using his 5th pitcher tonight. He used 4 last night in picking up the 4-3 win. Of course, last night's game went to 12 innings. But this time of year, a manager doesn't hesitate to go to that bullpen because he's got a lot of men that don't get much work in.
Here's little Fred Bean. His first appearance. Plate. Knowles is ready. Swung on and missed the first ball, a fastball. Field shifts toward right field for Bean. Bean bats right-handed. And they're in shallow. Knowles over the head. The 0-1 pitch. Misses outside, 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. Yankees lead 4-2 in the last half of the 8th inning. Yankees picked up 3 runs in the 4th. Gene Michael did his first home run of the year, a 3-run job to give him a 3-0 lead. They added 1 more in the 6th. This pitch is swung on, fouled off. 1-2 on Bean. Oakland picked up their 2 runs in the 7th. Also got rid of Mike Kekich in the 7th. This ball bounced foul outside the third baseline. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Bean came on, and he's done a heck of a job. Nose doesn't like the sun. Now he's ready. 1-2 pitch. Hit up in the air down the right side. It'll be in foul territory, and it'll be in the seats as Epstein and Jackson and also Blefrey all down there in the right field corner. But the ball went back 2 seats, 2 rows. The A's infield now has Epstein at first. Kurt Blefrey, who pinch hit last inning, stayed in the ball game. He's down at second. Now we're ready. 1-2 pitch to Bean. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Two outs, and that'll bring in Horace Clarke. House batting right-handed against Snow. Clark's walked 3 times, so he's only 0 for 1. He walked in the first, popped to the center fielder back in the third, walked in the fourth, walked again in the 6th. Well, has a good eye. Well, doesn't want to swing the batter. His hands in his weather. That gets the outside corner. Strike. Outfield straightens away for Clarke. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, looped to right field. Jackson's there. Comes in now and one-hands the ball. Reggie got a slow start on that ball, but once he picked up speed, he picked it up full tilt. So that's it for the Yankees in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end now of 8 full innings of play, the New York Yankees 4, the Oakland A's 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the center ring, the one and only Terry Morris, back with a great twin performance. Terry Morris, Ford and Mercury, your double good auto dealer. 2 great lines of cars, 2 outstanding locations. Morris, Ford and Mercury, Route 50 at Burnt Hills, and Route 50 in downtown Ballston Spa. Yes, Terry Morris is back with the square deals you remember and the service you already expect with the Terry Morris name. As always, Morris gives you more. Prices like these: 1972 Mavericks, $19.95. 72 Pintos, $18.15. 72 Torinos, $23.25. 72 Mustangs, $24.55. See why everyone is excited? Terry Morris is back. See Ford's newest twin dealer, Morris Ford and Mercury, 1 mile north of the Burnt Hills traffic light on Route 50 and Milton Avenue in downtown Ballston Spa.
Well, we go now to the top half of the 9th inning, and some big men for Fred Bean to face. The heart of the batting order: Joe Rudy, Reggie Jackson, and Sal Bando. Minnesota over Boston 3-1. Baltimore and Kansas City still scoreless in the 5th inning. And Detroit scored 5 in the 5th for a 5-1 lead over Texas. California over Milwaukee 3-1, and Chicago beat Cleveland 7-5. And in the National League, 8-6 San Francisco over Philadelphia. The Cincinnati Reds lead Pittsburgh 5-1 in the 7th. And it is St. Louis 9, Atlanta 4 at the end of 5 innings.
All right, Frank, we're ready for Rudy. And Bean gets a breaking ball in for a called strike. Rudy's 1 for 4. Single to left field. He's popped to the first baseman and flied out twice to Mercer in center. Joe bats right-handed. Al Lanier's trying to take the bunt away from him. He's in close at third. He bunts to third base. Lanier's in, gloves the ball, goes to first base, and the ball was inside the line, but Alou grabbed the ball, and he and Rudy collided there, and the runner's out. They hit pretty hard. Rudy, the throw was in. Lanier was playing in close. He took the bunt away from Rudy. Rudy bunted anyway. Lanier made a fine pickup, threw inside the baseline, and Rudy ran smack into Felipe Alou. In doing that, he tagged himself. So there's one out, and here's Reggie Jackson. That breaking ball gets the outside corner, a called strike. Yankees lead this ball game 4-2, and they're only 2 outs away for a win. Jackson struck out twice, popped up and walked. Another curveball cut on and missed. 0-2. Bean with a good breaking ball, good motion. Ball's really dipping. They played Jackson full. Now the 0-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Bean, with his third strikeout here, has 2 outs in the ninth, and all he has to do now is get out of tough Sal Bando. Bando singled, bounced out, forced out, and he's walked. So he's 1 for 3. Bando bats right-handed. Bean working quickly. Gets the fastball inside. Yankees lead 4-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Top of the ninth. Curveball misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Bobby Brooks in the on-deck circle. Bean looking in at Munson. Now he's ready. Winds. 2-0 pitch. Too high, ball 3. Munson slows him down now. Hall or something out there to him. Bean backs off on the back part of the mound. Rubs the ball up. Here's a 3-0 pitch. And it's a strike on the inside corner. 3-1. Now, this fella is showing some kind of guts here. He'll throw the breaking ball from behind. 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 call. Bando taking all away. Fred Bean now 1 pitch away from a save. See what happens. Bando's waiting. Now we're ready. Here's the 3-0-2 pitch. Curveball driven to left field. That should be easy for White. Roy's back about 5 steps, waits on the ball, and cradles it in his glove, and this ball game is over. Fred Bean being congratulated out there by Thurman Munson. For Oakland in the 9th inning, 3 men up and 3 men down. Frank Messer will give you the wrap-up, but the final here, the New York Yankees 4, the Oakland A 2.
When a man goes a few rounds with a punching bag, he's sure to come up with a powerful thirst. A more than 1 beer thirst. When this workout's over, he'll be good for a couple of beers at least. That's why he'll be good for Schaefer. Schaefer Pleasure stays first beer smooth, first beer bright, first frosty glass to last. You see, we started practicing on more than 1 beer thirsts back before most brewers even started brewing. And practice makes perfect.
Schaefer is the 1 beer to have when you're having more than one.
Well, the New York Yankees gain a split with the Western Division defending champion Oakland A's in this 2-game series at Yankee Stadium. Oakland winning last night 4-3 in 12 innings. And the Yankees zipping right back tonight 4-2 over Oakland in the regulation 8.5 for a winning home team. Yankees 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Oakland 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. The win goes to Mike Kekich, making him the Yankees' first 2-game winner. His record is 2-0. And Denny McLain, who started for the Oakland A's, will be the loser. His record is 1-1. And you credit Fred Bean with a save, his first of the year, and this his second appearance for the Yankees. And the Yankees tonight showed offense, a home run by Gene Michael, accounting for 3 of the 4 runs. Bobby Mercer driving in the other run with a double that bounced into the seats in right field. And the Yankees came up with some good defense behind Kekich and behind Bean, especially behind Mike Kekich. And we look to Bobby Mercer in the 4th inning, who made a spectacular catch on Mike Epstein with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And 2 men out. Prior to that, Horace Clark had made a fine catch on Reggie Jackson. Horace going way back into right field. And then Mercer's catch on Epstein in the 4th inning. Also, a fine defensive play by Gene Michael in the 5th on Larry Brown. Michael going deep to his right, came up with Brown's ground ball way back in the hole, turned around and threw him out. And that was a big play because the Oakland A's then got 2 infield hits, a long fly ball to center field off the bat of Joe Rudy that was caught. A double play backed Kekich up in the 6th inning after a leadoff single by Bobby Brooks. Duncan hit the ball down to third baseman Rich McKinney, and he turned it into a 3rd to 2nd to 1st double play. That DP was a big one because then Epstein got a base hit to right, but he was forced by Larry Brown. The Oakland A's got their 2 runs in the 7th on a combination of a walk to pinch hitter Brent Allier, and then a single by Bert Campaneris, a walk to Sal Bando, a single by Bobby Brooks, which drove in the 2 runs. That single by Brooks brought Fred Bean to the relief of Mike Kekich, and Bean just sort of mowed him down with a combination of curveballs and fastballs. He used the curveball very effectively, gained 3 strikeouts en route to his first Yankee save. And as we said, the Yankee attack featured a 3-run homer by Gene Michael in the 4th. Gene is leading the Yankees in runs batted in with 7 now, getting 6 of the 7 on 2 swings of the bat. A bases loaded triple to beat Milwaukee, and the 3-run homer tonight. Bobby Mercer driving the other run in with a double. Mercer had 2 hits, and Thurman Munson continued his hitting streak through 8 games with a couple of base knocks. Well, that's it. The Yankees won it. And the final score once again here at Yankee Stadium was the New York Yankees 4 and the Oakland A's 2. And now this is Frank Messer speaking for Phil Rizzuto and for Bill White, for our producer and statistician Bill Kane, and for engineer Frank Steele, saying so long from Yankee Stadium in New York.